Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Oops. Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit that like button. And please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share. And make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Wherever you at, here in Atlanta, Atlanta's cool. We doing all right. All is well. So again, hit that like button, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. We're gonna have an interesting show tonight. The topic is, can non-FBA celebrate Juneteenth if FBA celebrates Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day? Because to be honest, I see more black folks geeked up for Cinco de Mayo and St. Patrick's Day than I do Juneteenth. And it's always been like that. I didn't see more black people. I didn't see, how can I say it? Black people really, even to this day, I really don't see it. And I live in Atlanta. I didn't really see black people participating that heavy in Juneteenth celebrations until it became a federal holiday back in, I think that was 2021. But boy, when it comes to St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo, we out deep. I promise you, we celebrate Cinco de Mayo more than Mexicans do. Again, we celebrate Cinco de Mayo more than, shout out to AJ Niger. Today is Tupac's 55th birthday, the GOAT. Man, the GOAT is E40, okay? I like Tupac. His book, The Rose That Grew from Concrete, is one of my favorite books. But the GOAT is E40. That's the GOAT. All right. Don't get it twisted. The GOAT is E40, Ed Stevens. All right, don't listen, Prince P, don't be hating on E40. But thank you, AJ Niger, for the $2 holla, guys. Don't be stingy with the super chats. And make sure you visit danfo.africa. That's DANFO.Africa. Again, that's DANFO.Africa. We are rolling to, where are we going? We're going to Nigeria in August, Ghana and Ivory Coast. I'm sorry. Ghana and Ivory Coast in November, Kenya and Zanzibar in September. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit danfo.africa. Again, please visit danfo.africa. We would love to host you all on one of our many experiences. Again, we would love to host you all on one of our many experiences, you guys. Let's jump into today's topic, Juneteenth. You know, I'm hearing black folks upset that they celebrate Juneteenth in Ghana. They mad that the Caribbeans are celebrating it, or I guess hosting events in commemoration of Juneteenth. Should non-FBA be allowed to host events and celebrations in commemoration of Juneteenth? What do you guys thoughts on that? Because I mean, the way we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, you would think Cinco de Mayo is Juneteenth. But links in the chat room. I saw this interesting. And for people who don't know what Juneteenth is, let me pull this up. For those who aren't clear what Juneteenth is, here we go. Here's a refresher.
Build your credit. And it's like over and over again.
Juneteenth, short for June 19th, is a day commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. It's a holiday that has been celebrated since 1866 and represents a critical turning point in American history. Open up a classroom history book, and the author might say that slavery ended on January 1st, 1863. The day when President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, it established that all enslaved people in the Confederate States in the rebellion against the Union shall be thenceforth and forever free. Of course, the proclamation stated this, but it did not instantly free any enslaved people. It would take another 2 years for slavery to end in the United States. In Texas, slavery continued uninterrupted during the Civil War. The state wasn't involved in large-scale battles, and there wasn't a real presence of Union troops. 2 months after the war came to a close, U.S. General Gordon Granger arrived on Texas soil and read General Order Number 3. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Granger's arrival marked the freedom for 250,000 enslaved people in the state. Although emancipation didn't happen overnight, celebrations broke out among newly freed Black people. Juneteenth was born. The following year, freed people in Texas organized the first of what became the annual celebration of Jubilee Day on June 19th. The holiday wasn't widely celebrated across the country, but the traditions continued to grow over the next several decades. By 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday. Finally, in June 2021, Congress passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a national holiday.
And now we take you live to the East Room of the White House, where President Biden is going to sign the law making Juneteenth a national.
Yeah, Texas is different because Texas is where, you know, Juneteenth originated from. You know, but I'm coming from California and even here in Georgia, no one took Juneteenth serious. It's being taken serious now because it's a federal holiday. But before it was a federal holiday, again, brothers and sisters was celebrating Cinco de Mayo more than Juneteenth. Raymond, that's not, hold on. Raymond, that's not true. Diners, FBA don't celebrate Mexican Hispanic holiday. Stop it. Stop it. Go to a cantina here in Atlanta, here in Georgia, or anywhere on Cinco de Mayo. Black folks is out drinking tequila and them other I don't know the name of them drinks. Go ahead, Quincy, unmute yourself.
What's going on, Dana?
Peace.
What's going on? What's going on?
Margarita. There
You
we
in-
go. Margarita. They drinking margaritas and tequila on Cinco de Mayo. Go ahead.
Yeah, you never been to the Juneteenth celebrations in the 2010s over at Morris Brown on Morris Brown campus that he always had.
Well, yeah, I was there. Actually, I was actually at one of Morris. The last one I was at that was at Morris Brown had to be either 2015 or 2016.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm with you. Juneteenth does get more fanfare since it went federal than previous, but people were celebrating. They were celebrating, at least in Atlanta. I can't speak for
Man, not like that, bro. Come on.
No. I said, hey, it's getting more fanfare now than prior to 2021 or whatever. Because I called it years ago about how black folks or black Americans celebrate. I said St. Patty's Day like more than we celebrate Juneteenth. I called that maybe like around 2016. And so I'm actually happy to see.
We can add St. Patty's Day to that too as well. That's why it's in the title. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I guess hold on, because you just mentioned something. I had some notes from what you just said. Oh yeah, the Morris Brown campus. So with St. Patty's Day, so the gist is, yes, the whole diaspora could come and celebrate, but just know what you're celebrating. You're coming to celebrate it's Black American Independence Day. And it's about Black Americans, like it's Haitian Flag Day. It's about Haitians, Jamaican Independence Day. That's about Jamaicans, Nigerian Independence Day that's their day. And when we go to it, we go to celebrate them and do what they do. Listen to the music that they listen to, eat the food that they're eating. That's what we're going to do. Even like I said, St. Patty's. You know how people take those trips down to Savannah every year, right? What do all them Negroes be having when they go down to St. Patty? What do they wear? They wear the St. Patty's colors with the 4-leaf clovers and the hats. Hell, on Cinco de Mayo, like when back when Local Luna was popping or La Parrilla back then. I'm old enough, so I don't go out.
Man, what you know about Local Luna?
Oh, Local Luna was boy, Cinco was so fire at Local Luna. Yeah, you remember when they used to shut off the parking lot and just have the whole Cinco out in the parking lot? Man, it was a great time. But look, we listened to what they was playing in Local Luna. We put the little poncho hats on or whatever those kind of hats they had on. The little fake little mustache like we Speedy Gonzalez. We went over there doing what they do, listening to what they listen to, eating what they eat, and drinking what they drinking. So and I think most of the conversation that you're hearing right now is Black Americans just want the same respect that we give to everybody else when we go celebrate them and their celebrations. Because you're seeing a lot of folks trying to I've seen a few Caribbean Juneteenth parties and Afrobeat Juneteenth. They're trying to turn it into whatever they want to turn it to, which on one hand it is disrespectful because you should respect each other if we're trying to be a united diaspora, right? But on another hand, it's just good old American capitalism, where people just trying to milk it, and it's a holiday, and people just trying to milk the holiday. Lastly, with the Ghana thing, I do think it's the same thing. I think it's just a come up. It's just an attempt to make a little money, reconnect with the continent, with the people at the Elamina Castle. That's where it's Soja, Juneteenth connection with the slavery and all of that. But overall, yeah, anybody can celebrate, but just know you're coming to celebrate Black Americans. No more, no less. I wouldn't go to your birthday party trying to celebrate myself. I'm coming to celebrate you, and I think that's just the gist of it. So yeah, but Local Luna was fire. And then La Parrilla over on Howard Mill, they had it for a couple of years after Local Luna fell off. Yeah, so that was all I had to say.
Yeah, man. I think La Parrilla is La Parrilla even still. I know. Are they even still open?
It's open. It's still open. Yeah, over there on Howard Mill.
What about Local Luna? Is that still open?
Oh, I ain't been over that way in a long time. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know. I honestly don't even know if it is. But that was the most perfect spot, the most perfect location too. And so yeah, just celebrate Black Americans with us, man. You know, everybody, welcome to come, welcome to partake. But you know, it ain't Afro beats time. It ain't Pan Afro. It ain't black, green, and red time. It's Black American time, baby. You know, red, white, and blue.
Remember a couple of years ago when Walmart rolled out the Juneteenth ice cream and people got upset?
I vaguely remember. What were they mad about? What were they mad about?
I guess folks were just saying that Walmart was appropriating Juneteenth, and I was like, man, I would have tried the ice cream.
Yes, see, that's the dichotomy. That's the double-edged sword about it going federal, right? Once it goes federal, honestly, it's out of black folks' hands. I mean, we can't control it. It's America. America go try to capitalize on any and everything they can. And once it's federal, the whole world, the whole country gets to partake. And you know, we can't control that. So, I mean, but I get it. I mean, if they do want to participate and make special ice cream and make
I was looking forward to the Juneteenth ice cream.
Yeah,
but
they at least
they put it off the shelf because folks was complaining.
Yeah, I think at least if they had at least boosted some Black American owned ice cream, if it's out there, I don't know, you know, so some kind of a partner with somebody, I think that it would have got less flack. But if Walmart just throwing it out there by themselves alone, you don't have no Oprah, no, I don't know, Patti LaBelle, somebody standing with you, then yeah, you will catch a little flack, man. You'll catch a little flack. So people, ultimately, Black Americans don't want to be used. You know, we in America, man, we've been stolen from and used, and you know, since the time we got here, and we you know, whether it's Walmart or the diaspora, Ghana, we just don't want people to be, you know, using us for a come up, and that's what's happening. But that's where you get the complaints. So yeah.
All right, let me play this news clip.
And the retail giant Walmart has listened. Tonight, the company is pulling their Juneteenth themed ice cream off shelves, and they're also apologizing tonight. This online photo started all of the controversy. Look at that foolishness. Before Walmart took this out of stores, their marketing team landed on swirl red and velvet and cheesecake as their flavor for Juneteenth month ice cream. I asked my next guest if the dessert puts a bad taste in their mouth for Juneteenth.
Carissa, when you take a look at this Juneteenth ice cream as a business owner, your thoughts on it? How are you feeling about this Juneteenth ice cream?
Way to go, capitalism. That is the first thing I thought about. Look at how capitalism took off. In the infancy of the Juneteenth celebration and being mandated by the federal government, and now we're just like, oh, we have Juneteenth ice cream now.
No, make sure they don't put out slavery ice cream, chocolate flavor.
Right, with a different color shades of black folks and all that. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Dr. Obasi, when you see this, are you surprised at this, and do you think it's appropriate, inappropriate, or what?
So I was actually shocked. I can't lie. I was shocked. And on some level, I also had a sense of relief, right? Because when I see this imaging, I'm thinking, so where's the Angel Mama and all the other craziness that they could add on to it? So I felt like they had some restraint, you know, on some level. Yeah. But then at the same time, they don't really have credibility with the community, right? This is the same place that isn't giving people full-time, you know, hours. They're not giving people the insurance that they need, and yet they want to commercialize and profit on the Black struggle. And I guess for me also the timing of it, you know, we're in a time where people have been getting gunned down, you know, in Buffalo. We got the police stuff that we're struggling with. We are tired and hurting. We don't need this extra stuff added on top of everything else.
Exactly. And Carissa, do you think it's poor marketing? They just didn't think it through. There's no one like you and I on the marketing team or in the boardroom to say, come on now, put the brakes on this one.
Right. And that's the first thing I also thought about as well, to piggyback off the doctor, is because you go into the community and we feel as though we're being unheard because we have so many, like myself, we have so many Black entrepreneurs. You can collaborate. You know, when it comes to marketing, collaborate with the people in the community. That way you can gain trust. You can build a bridge when it comes to young Black entrepreneurs like myself and say, okay, well, these are the ideas that we have. How about we collaborate with you all and say, is this something that you would feel as though is supportive, that is a full reflection of the Black community? You know, and obviously, once again, it's something that they just decided to say, well, this sounds good. Let's just put that on there and we're just going to serve it to the people. And if they like it, great. And if not, then unfortunately, you know. So thankfully, we have, you know, this type of platform and other platforms out there, and our voices will be heard. It seems as though even though they try to ignore and or silence, our voices will be heard. And thank God for social media, because now this particular creative director may say, oh, maybe I did get it wrong. Maybe we need to go back to the drawing board. And it will also show some type of, this conversation, just like other conversations, can be a catalyst for change. You know, so hopefully it will be that.
Now, Dr. Obasi, what would be a good way the community?
Hey, Quincy, you know what's interesting? They gave the Juneteenth ice cream is that cheap value. Cheap value ice cream.
Yeah, you know, in an odd way, that's exactly what should happen, right? Because on one hand, we can't, you know, complain about not being viewed as American, and we're part of American fabric, and we integral to the country and all of that. But then when our, you know, like when the Juneteenth ice cream pop up in a mainstream, you know, big box store, that's technically kind of what you want to happen. And I'm gonna be real with you. I even go as far as to say, I'm pretty sure Africans and Caribbeans would love to have their food or their stuff in Walmart in that manner, you know. So I do think that is it's a weird relationship that we have with America, where, like I said, we just don't want to feel exploited. I think that's what it boils down to. But I mean, that's par for the course. And honestly, what kind of should have happened, they just kind of they executed it wrong, because they just didn't have anybody credible or Black credible standing with them to kind of, you know, sell it over. So, but that's what should happen, and I'm pretty sure anybody would love to have. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like I said, Haitian flag. I'm sure they would love to have something, you know, in all across Walmart across America, you know, regarding celebrating their day, or, you know, anybody across the diaspora. But, you know, but we kind of do take that for granted, largely because of the history of white folks stealing from us. But we do, to some degree, take it for granted of the exposure that our culture has across this country, and so on and so forth. So that's all I got for you. I got to drop, bro.
All right, go ahead, Prince P.
Yeah. Oh, he left. Oh, damn. I wanted to ask him a question, but I was gonna basically salute to Dynas. I was gonna ask the question of, one, how do he believe a Juneteenth should be celebrated? One, and two, since you brought in the marketing aspect and the business side, do Black Americans do enough to seize these key historical moments like this and make them to like a whole economic based around these key holidays? Even like the somebody mentioned this Tupac birthday. They could have, you know, are they zoning in or zooming in on key financial opportunities around these key holidays and key individuals in their history? You know what I mean? I want to ask Quincy that, or even you, do you feel that they're doing that enough in terms of like the financial aspect of?
I would say no. Yeah, I would say no. Well, like for example, here in Atlanta, there's going to be a couple parties. There's going to be events where people will come and set up their booths, and, you know, in festivals, and sell the merchandise, and you'll have some concerts. But then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but that's what.
Yeah. So here we go. So in a sense, yes, but it's for the most part only going to last that day. Like there's no long-term plan, if that makes sense. Here's Quincy. Go ahead, Quincy. Unmute yourself, Quincy.
Yeah, okay. I thought my little boy was walking in. Okay, I heard your question. And from what you said, Dinus, I mean that's pretty much what it is as far as celebrating Juneteenth. I mean that's really what it is for Cinco de Mayo. That's really what it is for everything else. Now, granted, I do think there should be like on PBS they had a African American special by I think it's Henry Louis Gates. I mean, I do think they definitely need to run some stuff on TV on BET. Yeah, like even with me and my kids, man, I make them do little presentations to read up on stuff and report back to me with 5 facts or something that they didn't know beforehand. But a lot of our celebrations aren't commercialized. You know what I mean? A lot of them just be big cookouts at the house. A lot of them just be big parties or whatever. But as far as Atlanta goes, Atlanta always has a parade. They have a parade. I believe that's on Friday morning. I believe at some time. Like I said, I'm not sure if they still do it at Morris Brown, but Morris Brown used to have every year used to have something. Maybe they moved it since then. So I mean, as far as taking advantage of celebrating it, I mean, commercially, I don't think we want to. I think I think it's one of those we want this for ourselves. Like I said, once it went federal, it's out our hands. But this is a celebration that we don't want no white folks celebrating no Juneteenth, man. We don't want nobody celebrating Juneteenth. Honestly, if they ain't black. So it's a kind of a insular celebration that we kind of go from house to house kind of thing. Maybe big parade, some stuff at some campuses or whatever, but for the most part I believe it's really like people getting together for a big cookout kind of thing. I think that answered your question. I don't know if it was one more other question you had, but I can't remember.
No, that was the main thing because it kind of ties in because even this kind of ties into what the conversation was about yesterday about the civil rights, and I feel like one of the key things that ties them both together is that I feel personally. Cause one time I had a conversation with Kala and Knockneasy, good friends of brother Dinus, and I was telling them they was talking about Ghana and why Ghana is quote unquote trying to tap the pockets of Black America or whatever. It was a money grab. But I said no, they're basically homing in on the historical elements and cultural elements and making money around it. And African Americans have a rich history. Like somebody said, Tupac birthdays today, all these type of different things. There should be different events almost on a weekly level that should be pulling in economics because of the extensive history as well as promotion of the cultural impact of Black America utilizing these key individuals. But I feel like you said it in your own words that you guys don't really want that. Why do you guys not want to mobilize and connect the community back to its history when some people don't even know certain key individuals that you guys somewhat say that the Black immigrants should know? Some of the common Black Americans don't even know. Shouldn't these holidays be utilized to like remind people and celebrate these individuals?
Yep, not with Ghana. Now, if you want to say, hey, Juneteenth is a time for because it was a great migration. Some folks went from Mississippi to Cali, Mississippi to Chicago, to New York, up north. Everybody kind of, well, not everybody. A lot of Black Americans migrated out of the South. If Juneteenth for me is more of, hey, this would be a time where everybody kind of migrates back to the South. You know how all the Nigerians go back to Nigeria in December? Like it's kind of similar to that. Where Juneteenth would be, no matter where you're from. As a matter of fact, make it the family reunion. That's a family reunion weekend for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the weekend where everybody go back down south, no matter where you're from. Across the country, go back down south, and I think that's first and foremost where it starts. Because I heard an interesting take the lady mentioned earlier about Africa, and she said, "Well, Africa is more of our grandmother than our mother. Mother for Black Americans is really the South. You know how your mama keep your records. Your mama has all your history. She has all your memories and all of that stuff. That's the American South for Black Americans. That's where your history, that's where your memories are, that's where your records are. And Africa is most of the grandmother. So if we're gonna do anything, focus on any location, it should be circling back and coming back down south." Hope that answers your question.
It does. But the thing is, do you guys market it as such? Do you guys like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes the messaging is essential to homing in on your own market. Because you sometimes we allow the white man to seize our economies when we have great ideas. He just take them,
Well, no. we did market it. We also are in the infancy of it having the energy that it has as well, right? Like granted, Juneteenth celebrations have been going on since forever, but I do acknowledge not to this extent that it's being since it went federal, right? So we are in the early stages of work. We still trying to figure out what the colors. It's still big arguments about, is it the Pan African colors or is it red, white, and blue from the Juneteenth flag colors? I mean, so it's still and it's getting better. It's getting better because everybody kind of working it out. But we still in the infancy phase of just working out the logistics. Like, what colors is it supposed to be? Okay, well, where should we go? It should Essence Festival move to Juneteenth weekend instead of July 4th weekend? You know, so this I think over the next 10 years is going to kind of work itself out and become what it's going to be. But we are in the middle of it, like right now. You know, right now. I'll be real with you, I've been throwing Juneteenth parties since 2018. So before it was federal, because I was always saying, hey man, when we go celebrate Juneteenth the way we do St. Patty's or Cinco? Because I done celebrated St. Patty's and Cinco all over the city. Buckhead used to be real good for St. Patty's. So I started throwing parties, you know. So I thought not like a club, but you know, like house parties and stuff. So, and it's we always have good times. Always have the, you know, I had the wrong colors the first year. I had to get it right and follow the red, white, and blue from the Juneteenth flag the following year and moving on up. So you know, so it's we working on it, man. We in the middle of it. It just happened. Not even, what was that, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago when it went federal. I'm not sure that was 21 or 22. So you know, we're in the middle of it right now. We're in the middle. Give it time, and it's gonna become what it's supposed to be. But we're trying to work that out right now.
All right.
Go ahead, Kidola. Go ahead, Kidola.
Well, thank you, Dennis. I want to ask, why is it only in media you hear this, but you people don't have, like, do you think like your whole superstars might move to a particular state, like the way we do like Dirty December in Africa, and might be all the superstars that come from? I think Juneteenth should be left alone for Black Americans. It's their festival, is their thing. They establish it. Only the problem I say here is they're not promoting it to a particular state or event that everybody be coming there. Might be 3 days, weekend, shout out, went from a Friday to a Sunday or more. Everybody leave. You know, I think that would be far more better than, you know, any of that thing. Because if you check the Jamaicans and their Caribbean, those their moves and everything, they don't want nobody else to participate on it if you're not from Jamaica. You know what I mean? Or the Caribbean, those their colorful march and everything. I think the Black America themselves have to organize it pretty good. They have to pump money into it in a particular area or state, just like what St. Patrick is doing. The Irish people do it. You have to be big time festival, cooking, food culture from the Black American side, promote their culture more. If you don't do that, somebody else will come and buy from you, and make money out of it. Like what's Juneteenth ice cream, Juneteenth possibility, Juneteenth Chinese food now will be all there sooner or later. So I hope this is what your culture is, because if you don't promote your culture, nobody know your culture, and there will be battle and everything. So they should pump money into it with these superstars like LeBron James and all this. Their basketball superstars and their businessmen superstars, and celebrate their existence and free them for whatever happened to them in the United States. You know, I'd like to learn more. Thank you.
I will say, and y'all not gonna like this. So you're right, but I do believe that Black Americans, y'all don't like the FBA 8OS movement, right? You don't. Okay, cool. We ain't got to get into the details of that. But that is Black Americans beginning to understand we are an ethnicity, a unique culture, and reestablishing how we view ourselves as a demographic, right? And once that's established, which we're also in the middle of that, right? Once that's established, you get more and more people starting to appreciate being a Black American in ways that they didn't beforehand, right? So, and once that happens, then I believe you have more of the celebrations, more of the representing it, the celebrations, all of that. You have more of that occurring, and I think just naturally it'll happen. But like I said, it's happening right now, but we're in the early stages, and that's the positive part. I know it's a million, issues people have with the ADOS and the FBA movement and the delineation movement, but the positive part is people actually valuing being a Black American and then moving forward with that pride of being a Black American in similar ways to how Jamaicans are prideful, and then they rep their countries and go and celebrate in the ways they do. The same way with Nigerians, they rep it, they proud of it, they go back and they so cause we just represent being Black. We just like being, for the longest we just be Black. We just represent being Black and call it a day, not specifically being Black American. So that will be a positive outcome of these movements that people got a lot of issues with. And like I said, we in the early stages. We're in the early stages, and but you're right. We got to get it before the white folks get it, because they already tried it with the ice cream off the rip, and that was just the first year. So give it time, and they'll try to take everything. But you're right.
Yeah, but hold on. Me and Ola, for the most part, I spoke to Ola before multiple times. We don't disagree with the concept of FBA or Black people being their own unique African group or whatever. Nobody has an issue with that. It's the bashing, the fake narratives, the basically making it seem like all foreign Blacks are sellouts and stuff like that. That's what FBA does all day long online. So you can't make it seem like people just have an issue with the concept of you guys being your own ethnic group, you guys celebrating your own heroes. That's not the issue. Or even the name.
I said it had a bunch of issues. I acknowledged that it had a bunch of issues, and I acknowledge that. I only brought it up to say part of that movement will be being proud of being take all the BS aside, and just the part that there are some positive parts of it, and those parts will create what we're looking for and how we want Juneteenth to be celebrated, how we want being a Black American to be appreciated and valued, in ways that it hadn't been beforehand. So I went through that whole journey. That's how I found Dynasty's channel. I didn't value being a Black American. I was trying to be African back around 20, what was that, 17, 18-ish. I was trying to be African back in 2017, 18-ish, trying to reconnect to my roots in Africa. And I had to go through a whole journey, but I was like, hold on. If a Jamaican could be Jamaican and they got dropped off from a slave ship, then why mine ain't real? And then once I had that epiphany, it was off to the races. And this is way before any ADOS or any FBA. It was just be being proud to be a Black American. So, and I've been preaching the choir ever since then. And I just let everybody know, like, hey, you're a special people just like everybody else. Everybody Black, everybody cool. Everybody's special in their own way. But I don't think that being who you are isn't. And the more that gets out there, the bigger it is, the more Juneteenth will be celebrated in a structural manner. As people hope it will.
But Quincy, that narrative was made by you guys. That sense of that.
No, you trying to do the FBA comments. I'm only bringing it up.
I'm talking about pre-FBA. The concept that you guys don't have no history, that y'all lost all your history. That's something you guys will repeat, not us.
Oh, you are 100% correct, and that was a Pan-Africanist narrative. You are 100% correct. That we don't know who we are. We just yeah. You 100% right. I used to think that way. So you're right.
That was a really the common Haitian or African or whatever. We know some of your history. We say, okay, this guy's pop. Some of y'all guys will even demonize your own heroes. I'll be like, damn, what the hell? But that's
you're right.
That's why I understand the importance of the FBA concept. But I even thought Tariq Nasheed, because he was coming from the Pan-Africanist lens, I thought he was going to be more productive and positive. But, he became something very negative and toxic. But the concept, I understand it, because it's very important to have some level of self-respect and pride, and understanding your accomplishments in community. You know what I mean? So I get that, but the other things, I think it kind of hurts you because when you have a, say again, you guys organize Juneteenth and you have a way I want to celebrate it and you have a way I want to market it similar to that of a Nigerian Independence Day or Flag Day, Haitian Flag Day or Haitian Independence Day, Jamaican, Trini, whoever. You don't think the FBA narratives hurt your marketability to the rest of the Black world? You don't think that hurts your marketability?
I think if you frame it as FBA, no, you know what? I think there's some truth to that, but there's also there is some truth, right? There's some truth to what you're saying, but also there was, and I saw it firsthand once this enlightenment started clicking with a lot of Black Americans. And this, like I said, this is before FBA. This is actually early ADOS, if not right before ADOS. Let's not act like it was squeaky clean, hunky dory responses from the diaspora when Black Americans started realizing like we were our own ethnicity. It wasn't, and I know because I watched it unfold firsthand, and it blew my mind, and it kind of hurt me because I thought we was all together. I thought like we respect y'all. What's going on? Like why y'all can't respect us? So some of what you're saying is true. But there's a lot of, you're kind of skipping. It was a lot of negativity coming to that revelation of, appreciating Black Americans being their own ethnicity, and then then all hell just broke loose. Especially when the reparations things, all hell just broke loose. So that's that, right? But like I said, this ain't really like about getting in the FBA, because scratch the FBA. This is just more about Black Americans. It was a delineation movement. It's more about Black Americans appreciating themselves. And the thing is, I got partners. I got partners, African and Caribbean. I done went to some Trini celebrations like early in the morning on a Sunday morning. That surprised me. I done went to some African stuff, whatever, right? And it's all good. But like I said, we're there I'm there to celebrate them, and I think as long as that's understood that, hey, Juneteenth is Black Americans Independence Day, and on that day, the diaspora is celebrating us with us. We're celebrating Black Americans with us. If that's just understood, then it really shouldn't be a problem, But the diaspora doing what the diaspora is doing, and everything can go off smooth the way we hope it can.
I hear you, and I agree with you on that one. Because even when you talk with Jargon yesterday, I seen a little bit of that element. He felt like you shouldn't, I don't know what kind of, he was trying to make it a versus type of thing. I didn't really get that. But again, I get your point. I know Ola get your point too, because he's Nigerian. Like Haitians and Nigerians, a lot of people bash us too. So it's not unique to us. Pan-Africanism is somewhat understanding past that and understanding even despite that, it's a greater family, it's a greater objective, and we need to respect each other as different groups and different tribes and different nations and stuff like that. But I understand where you're coming from, because I heard a lot of insults and disrespect as a Haitian American. So the same way I know Ola probably hear people bashing Nigerians and stuff like that, and he probably feels some type of way, but he understands probably the greater picture. So it's not, I get where you're coming from, but it's not unique to African American groups. Certain people just gonna hate just to hate. I mean, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? So you can't just generalize it and say the whole group of people is like that, when the mass of people don't really have a hate towards you neither. You know what I mean? So you gotta, you understand that. And business wise, I personally feel that, like, when you look at different countries, different nations, Black nations, they tap into that overall spectrum as a marketing tool to grab people to come to their nations, whether it's tourism, whether it's to come invest, whether to, build homes or communities there, whatever. They utilize that overall concept of the greater African family, even though there's rivalry, there's dispute, whatever, they tap into that kind of energy. And I feel like, whether even if I don't know how you perceive that the best way to celebrate Juneteenth is, but you say it's just primarily centered around African American culture, whatever, which is cool, which is dope. Your mark, who's your like selling market? Do you mind other African or Black communities purchasing material items, stuff like that? Or is it like you like the FBA, super anti-foreign Black type people? Like, what is your overall perspective?
Nah, if I was a super FBA, I wouldn't be on this call, man. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Nah. So like, like I said, my parties. I got partners who come through. They ain't FBA, and they come straight through the parties. They come through, bring Uncle Nearest. You know, bring whatever they bring. But like I said, they coming. You know, they doing what we do. My neighbor is a Jamaican from New York, so he come through. So I mean, you know, it's all coming through. Just always showing love. I mean, you know, just always showing love. Don't let this internet stuff. Don't let the internet stuff. You know.
No, I got
skew,
you.
it skew how you view the real life, man. In real life, man, folks been partying together since before time.
Quincy, I like the way you defend. I like the way you defend your culture, your ethnic background, and kind of like hostile in your voice and everything. And that's where you're supposed to be. Nobody I don't want to see Black America just be washed out like that. Being kind of like intermixed with the other people. Then when you be looking for them, you don't ever see them anymore. Because we want to see every culture to remain intact. You know what I mean? And the only thing, this Juneteenth, which is you people Freedom Day or Independence Day, I think you have to make it very loud. And make it very loud is like the way you host your car show, Ray Crosby, those kind of car shows and everything. I think to make it loud will bring a lot of Black Americans, even those that went to Ghana and that went to some other places, even inside United States, that everybody, you people come together as Black American. People can enjoy it, but they have to understand these days for you people, and you people have the marketing right. Any t-shirt be printed, not somewhere somebody say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. You have to be under one umbrella that you have to look for. The Council of Juneteenth Council of Organizational Body will be in charge of the one selling the t-shirt, selling the souvenir, anything that comes out of that will be invested. Because you people don't do it now, you people don't organize it strong something now, it might be too late. It might be say 15 years or 20 years from now, when the Latinos started misbehaving, one can try to take everything over. You have to make yourself very loud. You have to promote yourself. You have to hold on to yourself. I like the way you defend who you are, man, and your people. I think I'll be very happy and to see that your culture fly, just like the other, Black culture fly, from Jamaicans and everything. I don't think Ghana have any right to start dumbling to Juneteenth, or they start going to a beach party. Oh, today is Juneteenth. Nah, I think that is very, very wrong. It's Black American, and the market have to be Black American too. Thank you, bro.
So let me ask a question. I have asked a question. It's just a question. What is the primary African holiday celebrated in the continent? Is it Africa Day? And what is the main thing that each country, all 54 countries, celebrate during Africa Day? My Africa Day is May 24th.
Yeah, right.
So what does each and every 54 countries celebrate during that day? Is it a special cuisine? Is it a special drink?
Hold on. We all celebrate.
I'm gonna give you a whole minute.
We celebrate our independence.
Yo, FBA, this is how we do it. Full blood Americans, this is how we do it. Clock them. Answer it.
You're goofy, bro. First off, we're talking about independence.
Hold on. Proud Americans, here we go again. This is a certified.
We're comparing Independence Day.
I'm a hard-boiled delineationist.
Man in the high castle. Hold on one second.
They start stuttering.
I only want to say a few things. First of all, you learn something new every day. And I did not know there was a flag. I like that flag, the Juneteenth flag. I just looked it up. So thanks for mentioning that. The other thing is when it first came about, I was like, well, I'm not celebrating it because, I looked at it as a Texas holiday because, they're kind of slow catching up. But I have to say that, it is the only holiday, one of the only holidays. Obviously, we have February and we have Martin Luther King holiday on the 16th or 15th, whatever his birthday was. But I agree with what Quincy and the others have kind of said is that, we need to look at celebrating us. It is a national holiday, so I don't have a problem with anybody else
It is
celebrating
a federal holiday.
So
not a national holiday, federal.
Okay. So the other things that I'm gonna say.
No one takes off St. Patty's Day. No schools are shut down. Let's stop it. It's a federal holiday.
My man. Can I just finish here? So let me say this. You played the Walmart issue. Walmart screwed up on a couple of things. One, they tried to monetize it and didn't include any Black Americans. But the other thing is they got the ice cream wrong. Do you know that butter pecan was created as a Black ice cream in the South to go as the answer for vanilla ice cream, because somehow white Southerners didn't want Black people eating vanilla ice cream, so they created butter pecan, and that was my mother's favorite ice cream. The other thing is what Quincy brought up, and this is what we should kind of celebrate, are those types of things. The Uncle Nearest, right? And I've been down to the factory down in Kentucky, I believe it is, where they created Uncle Nearest. So I don't have a problem with people celebrating it because it gets the word out and it celebrates Black Americans. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, you're right about that butter pecan, man. My people used to always have it, and I didn't like it, but I was hungry, so I developed a taste for it just because it was always in the freezer.
Yeah.
Having a pecan tree outside your yard down south is.
Let me read the super chat. FBA line. Thank you for $1.99. Holla, the man in the high castle is Caribbean. Okay.
Hell no, ain't no tether in me. My folks is from Mississippi Delta, both sides.
What part of Mississippi?
Don't trip. I already just told you Mississippi Delta. Don't trip.
Yeah, what city?
Don't trip. I already told you the area. I already told you what state. Don't trip. Why are you tripping?
Go ahead,
exactly.
Oh yeah. Man in the high castle. What did you do for Carmelo Anthony? Were you out there? Were you protesting? What did you do?
No.
You didn't do anything.
Fuck no.
Are you consider yourself an FBA?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a proud American too.
Okay, proud American FBA. Didn't do nothing for Carmelo Anthony.
What did you do for the giraffes out there in Uganda?
You see how stupid you is? I'm not even from Africa, but you see, you hear accent and you thinking it's Africa. That's how stupid you is. No, that's all you is. Anyway, let me talk.
Me lassie.
Let me talk. Let me talk, man in a high castle. Let me talk. I see some FBA guy.
You got your gungun piece?
I see some FBA guy out there crying, talking about let's get the Caribbean and African together and let's march for the Anthony verdict and all that. Listen, we know we'll not be doing that. And it's not that we don't roll with the thing, but we're not going to be used as pawns. Okay? We're not going to be we're not associated with the African and Caribbean, and then all of a sudden, let's march together, let's put it aside. No. We're not going to be used as pawns. We're not going to do that. That's nonsense. Forget about it. Okay? What the FBA need to do is come over. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I don't believe in all that nonsense. Okay? I believe in all of us together. That thing, and then you're one way, and then your next way. I don't believe in that. So what I have to tell them is, forget that FBA nonsense and everybody come together as one. Because when the cops look at you and a racist cop want to shoot you, he don't look and say, if you FBA, if you African, if you Caribbean, they see a Black man. And that's the bottom line. And that's what we need to know. I need to find out what's going on here. Okay? They don't look at, they see Black is Black. They don't care about your African, your Caribbean, or your Black American. So that's the bottom line.
Ignorant cops don't determine our identity.
Exactly.
A cop can't tell the difference between a Japanese and a Chinese person, but they would never tell themselves what their identity is based off of ignorant cops. So I've never liked that cop excuse about what the cop sees. Their ignorance their ignorance is a non-factor in our identity.
Yeah, that's true too. But we have to stop the like Black Americans, Caribbean, Africans. We got to come together. It's only one way. Is the together way. Any other way, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this segregation nonsense. We in the 60s. We ain't playing that kind of game here. So all I have to say is, let's unite as one. Forget all this nonsense. Man in the high castle, you I don't know what to say about you, man. The only thing I agree with you is when you said those African sand people. I agree with that. We got to take it to them. I agree with that 100%. Other than that, I don't know what you be saying, man.
Bro, I'm not even tripping on you. All right, get your money up, not your fun up.
Hey, my money. I guess my money is low, man. Help me out. Help me out, man.
Argentina getting smoked. There you go.
So that's about it, man.
All right. Let me pass the mic to Trokan Ellis. Go ahead.
Amaro Muhammad makes that first goal.
Trokan Ellis, go ahead.
Hey,
talking to the mic, Trokan.
You can hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?
Peace.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't got no issue with Black American want to be their own. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The same with like everybody that own people, Jamaican, like Liberian, Nigerian, everybody is like we all black, but they just trying to be their own people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I support it. So I ain't got no issue with it. It seems where everybody have their own like flag big and this and that and blah blah blah. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm a Liberian, so I'm rocking with Black American any day. So it just, I was just coming here to and talk my 2 cents. That's it.
It's the funny fact that I asked Mr. Dynas. I asked, what does every 54 countries in Africa celebrate during Africa Day, which is a universal holiday in Africa?
The thing is, most Africans.
What do they celebrate?
If you come
tell me
here,
the tenets.
You just gotta give Black American respect. That's the only thing about we Africans. If we come here, we don't give these people respect. It's that we respect the white people more than Black American. Like you gotta get in the scene.
Who owns Jackanoo? Who owns Jackanoo? No. Who owns that? Exactly. Nobody. Cut this nonsense out.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
These AI generated topics. Ain't nobody tripping on what someone celebrates. We trying to live out here. We trying to be forever young out here still. Come on. The greatest disease in the world right now, the greatest enemy right now in the world is disease, healthcare.
Hey, on a related note, I will say back, what was that, 17, 18-ish or whatever that was, when I first wanted to try to get my people together to celebrate, there was a hesitancy to celebrate it in the regular way we celebrate St. Patty's or Cinco, right? Because it's like slavery. Like, how do you celebrate being free from slavery? And do you do like a serious brunch, all buttoned up, and do you do like a like a tutorial or documentary, or like how is it, like what's the balance of how serious it should be for reverence versus the celebration part? And I think when I found the balance with me and my people, but I do also think that is something else that people are kind of working through, because you don't want it to just turn into, hey, we all drinking like a Cinco. Like that ain't really. I mean, maybe for some people that's how you celebrate the slaves being freed, but I mean that is a heavy subject to just be throwing back, shots on, So that.
I would like to compliment you what you just said, because it's a serious conversation. So I will take it there on that sentiment.
Let me
Furthermore, when it comes down to celebrating this Juneteenth, just imagine 161 years ago in Galveston, Texas. What would be the first thing you would do as someone who found out they were free? Would you learn how to read and write better? Would you instruct people to read and write? What would you do that's abnormal at that time, or something that you would do just to be celebrated? Just come on.
My brother.
The first thing I would do is go find my family. That's the first thing I would do.
That's a great one right there. I love that. But it's like, how commercial do you really want this to be?
I think, bro, you're very negative. There's a problem I see in your community. Even this Juneteenth, some people will say, no, I'm Indian. I'm not Black American. Some
I have no problem if you celebrating whatever you celebrate. I don't celebrate holidays. I don't celebrate holidays, bro.
Hold on. It doesn't matter to you.
I'm a full-grown man.
Let's assume if this came from Texas, I think the people in Texas have to, the Black people in Texas have to make it very loud and invite people.
Do you celebrate Boxing Day or Christmas?
Hold on. We celebrate Independence Day. Independence Day is almost like lower version of Juneteenth because of we did be beaten up or be treated badly like that, you know. But what I'm trying to tell you, we celebrate Independence Day and we make it loud. If that's what you people want to do, that mark you people existence in the United States and promote you people culture heavily, it can be spread to state later. But
you're forgetting something.
Hold on.
Black folks in the United States were already free.
Hold on, I understand.
Stop your nonsense, man. Stop this nonsense.
See, this is what we're talking about. Like,
that's nonsense,
161 years ago.
No, you're lying.
Texas that did
all of
not
you guys
know
coming
that
up
they
with this, y'all was native, y'all was this. Just stop lying, man. Y'all
so
need
you
to stop y'all lying. Y'all was not here before all this nonsense. It's a lie. Y'all from African
descent. It's a lie that we weren't.
Y'all from African descent.
Already?
All your Black Americans are from African descent. Come off the slave ship.
No.
Wasn't none of you guys here? None of that nonsense. Okay, all this is nonsense. Is lies. Is propaganda.
Who taught you how to speak English? You're not from Africa, bro.
Hey, can I respond to the guy who said we should celebrate it loud? One thing I think you got to keep in mind. I'm not sure what country you're from, but I'm pretty sure it's an all Black country, right? So you all can be loud as you want to be, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I'm not. Well, I ain't going all that. I'm not saying that Black Americans can't be loud, but we always have to be Black Americans. We the minority in America, and white folks always take our stuff. Always. So there is a degree of we don't want to be too loud because we kind of trying to keep it to ourselves. We don't want to be too loud because, like you said, they'll run and monetize it some kind of way, in however which way, you know. So it is a delicate. It's more of a delicate balance than it would be if, say, we were like, you know, in Jamaica or Trinidad or, you know, Kenya, just somewhere else where it's like all of y'all, and you could be as loud as you want to be because you don't have white folks. You don't have white folks peeking over your shoulder.
That's
trying to steal something. Trying to steal your culture, you know. So I think like that's really like the issue or the hindrance of why we'll be loud with each other, but we ain't about to be yelling it all right in front of white folks. We go with each other. Hey, we got this party going on. We got such and such going on, but we ain't about to be doing too much like that because you know white folks just be you know how they do, man. You know,
quiet money is better than a lot of money.
No, that's all right. That's all right by design. No one is free. That's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. As long as Black people stay separated, no one ain't free. That's a fact. All this separation, what we doing with each other, is really ridiculous. Quincy have a point where he was just talking about there, setting about you know, the being loud and all that, white people taking the stuff, because that's all a white man know to do. The white man is the devil. And we need to understand the white man is the devil. And we need to understand this.
Hallelujah, Jesus, amen.
And we need to understand this as Black people. As long as we underneath a white man, a white woman ass, okay, nothing is going to work for us. And we keep fighting each other, nothing is going to work for us. And that's
next
the
week
bottom
they'll be
line.
kissing their ass.
Well,
Daddy.
man in a high place. You sound like you one of
That's
them,
exactly
man.
what he'll be doing next week on his show.
So let's let's unite as one and forget all this. No,
I want y'all to be safe where y'all from.
Oh my
And
God!
boss up on your own government out there.
Relax, man.
You're not getting another nickel in this park.
Can I ask Quincy a question, bro? You just rambling, bro. Not you, my Jamaican brother. This other guy, this clown from Connecticut. Quincy, have you ever heard of the story of the Soul Train, show?
Yeah. I think I might have watched that show back when it came out.
No, I'm talking about the history of it because I think basically I watched something on Don Cornelius I think last week, and it was talking about when his show was dropping, white people saw the potential of his potential show because he used to have like a show called American Bandstand, and that was it's starting to take some of the shares of it, and it was more trendy, so they created something called the I think Black Unlimited or Soul Unlimited, something like that, to kind of offset it and try to take some of the steam away from it, drop the ratings and take over that market. But it was basically the black community, the different individuals in the black community, different leaders, they basically stood behind the Soul Train, and that's what helped boost his success. So I feel like in many cases that what the Jamaican brother was saying is correct, that the more organization that you guys have.
You're talking about Don Cornelius from 30 years ago?
Let the guy finish, man. Let the guy finish, man. Why you cutting the guy off? Let him finish.
Are you from Connecticut, right?
Bro, I'm from planet Earth.
You're a bozo from Connecticut, I could tell.
I'm a brother who
I can't, man, I can't. So I can't, dude. Chill out.
But I'm connected.
He's talking about Don Cornelius. What was good? Rest in peace.
No, we're talking about the show. The show basically is what our brother Quincy is talking about. Is that the European they seize on the elements of profitability and potential markets, and they take it. And the only way to actually like challenge it is basically if you organize. When you organize, you can organize your people against them trying to steal your market shares. You know what I mean? And I think it's what Ola's trying to say, that regardless of the fact, you still need to seize that market because they're going to try to come get it regardless, whether it's from the year 1 to year 5 to year 10. You guys, not some you guys. Let me stop saying that. Some of you guys, like this guy.
But who are you to dictate how things are marketed? Some things are better.
We're talking about the market itself, not me.
Yeah. It's a federalized holiday. Sure. Understand what federalized.
Man in a high council, the white man dictates everything. The white man dictates everything. So who are you to tell him what it dictates? We can dictate what we want to.
Hold on. We don't dictate the market dictates the market.
Who are you to dictate a federalized holiday?
No. We're talking about the market shares of the holiday. We're not talking about the market, the holiday itself. We're talking about the fact that people have interest in it. There's a growing interest in it, right? Rather than whether people trying to say, the Africans are trying to take the market share, well, the white man like the African Americans themselves have to sit down and organize themselves as a community and take control of that market. If they feel like they don't want nobody else to touch that market, they have to organize around that market because the market is the market. People's going to seize on that market. The same way you're going to see Juneteenth.
Who is African American?
Walmart. Well, the people that's
so what are you, man? So what are you, man in the high castle? What are you? You said you was American earlier on. What are you?
I'm a full-blood American. I already told you I'm proud to be American.
So what are you talking about? You're American.
Why would I be? What is an African American?
Oh my God! So you're not of African descent?
No, clearly not.
So you're of what? Of what descent?
No, that's beautiful. No. Don't argue with him, bro. No arguing. That's beautiful. This conversation, you can join the conversation, but it's not about you. We're talking about the African Americans, right? So don't include yourself in African American if you're not African. I'm not African American.
What is an African American in 2026
The people that are
Rachel
basically
who?
established
Elon
here,
Musk,
that was enslaved
Kamala,
here, that fought for the rights here. We're talking about those people. Only a goofball like you think Elon Musk is African American. Only you. I mean, so look, come on, man.
But Princip, I think the sad part about it, because like me and Dinah talked about beforehand, there was always a celebration on Morris Brown's campus. I I'm not sure if they still do it, but they definitely were doing it in the late 2000s and the 2010s.
No, they moved it to behind that Home Depot. I don't know what it's called. It's right behind the dome. That's where they moved it to.
Oh, where they had the Omega thing at? That Omega.
I don't know what Omega thing, but yes.
It was nice though. I went. It was real nice. It was like a concert and stuff. But I know what you're talking about. So you'll have local, individual local efforts to, throwing picnics or whatever events that they throw. But I think you're kind of leaning towards like, I guess, national recognition, where it's like a national awareness, where it kind of get everybody on board. And I'm not saying that's not possible. Anything is possible. And I also believe that may come at some point down the road. Maybe some, I don't know, rapper or R&B singer, whoever, the same way they got the Roots Picnic or One Music Fest or birthday bash. Maybe somebody have a Juneteenth bash at some point, to kind of rally the troops and kind of really kind of get the ball rolling. Like the federal holiday kind of got the ball rolling a good bit. And I think like if you get, I don't want to say like Jay-Z or somebody, but just somebody that's respected. Some Black American hip hop or R&B or even blues. Frankie dead, but you know what I'm saying. Just somebody just to rally around the holiday. Just maybe do like a Juneteenth festival somewhere. Maybe it should have been Galveston, Texas, if they're not already doing it. I know they have celebrations, but I'm not sure if they have a Juneteenth festival in Galveston.
Juneteenth was made for the babies of slaves in Galveston, Texas.
It was, but it's been adopted. It's been adopted
now it became
countrywide.
Federalized.
Yeah, it's been adopted countrywide because even
Now everybody
Juneteenth for
takes a day
Texas.
off. Some people want to go to work. They're like, hey, it's brand new to them. This whole concept.
Let me read
Why
this super
start
chat. It's
tripping
all
on
about design. Thank you for the $20 holiday idea. Delineating is very Yakubish. The diaspora should be respected everywhere the footprints have been set and where the work has been done. But after that, just remain respectful of one another as a man.
Yeah, I agree with that because my guy who was saying, look, man, we even just take delineation off the table. We all grown individuals in our own right that walk on our own too and want to be respected as individuals before we kind of just say kumbaya, we come together. And I think you kind of stretch that out to the diaspora. All the different groups just want to be respected as who they are before we talk about coming together on some kumbaya stuff. It's hard to come together when people don't respect you, as a or respect your demographic.
Yeah,
So
it's also hard to come together when you don't know where you're from. Like you gotta. Hold on. A lot of guys come on here. I'll be on here like Man and I Castle and some other guys. They come on here and they don't know. They cause confusion.
Who don't know where they're from? Who don't know where they're from?
They cause confusion, Man in a High Castle. They cause confusion. They say
But
they're
answer that
American.
question.
They say they're not of
said we don't
African
know where we're
descent.
from.
You cause confusion. America is named after white men. You say you're American. You're not from African descent. You here to cause confusion.
It comes from
you just
them,
here to
y'all.
cause confusion, man.
It comes from them.
You here to cause confusion.
Hey, Nigeria's named after a white woman. So I mean, what
Okay.
we talking about?
No. Nigeria is named after a river that comes from.
It was named by a white woman.
Yeah, but the name itself
from Great Britain, and she gave it a lovely name called Nigeria.
This is the problem. Okay, with a lot of Black Americans, they don't know where they confuse everybody. The ones who said that they come here from African descent, I could relate with them. These guys who say they've been here years ago and all, you need to show me.
All my family members are lying to me. You're saying generation after generation.
Man,
so you hear of native? You of native descent? Of native Indian?
Baba.
Yeah.
Black Americans are an amalgamation of African slaves, white slave owners, and some Native Americans. We are amalgamation of all three. Depending on who you talk to, they may have more of a percentage of one of those three groups. But we could, just like I think down in Jamaica, some of those Caribbean countries, they're a mixture too. Even Brazilians, they're a mixture too.
Yeah, we are. But what I'm saying is they're saying not from African descent. So from what descent though? Like if
What
you were
do you want
American,
to tell me
what
when
does it
no
matter?
one
What does it matter?
no, but it
who
causes confusion because
they're
it has
all
black
my
Americans that do
ancestors are
tell
from
me they
here.
come from African descent.
All my ancestors are from here. Are you trying to convince me that's some serious gaslighting that they're not?
Yeah, like, what
So
does
of what descent?
difference
Of
does it
Indian
make?
descent? Of Indian descent or from African descent? Man in a
What
high
difference does it
castle.
All
make?
my ancestors are from this American homeland.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah,
From
come on,
what
yeah,
descent?
I have
From what? From
pictures.
Come on.
I
Come
like.
on.
What are y'all saying?
The thing is this.
What are you trying to do?
Hold on. Most of us here are
Can I ask one
majority
question?
African
Give me
blood,
30
right?
seconds.
You
30
causing
seconds.
confusion. You
30
causing
seconds.
confusion.
That's it. You can interrupt me too. 30 seconds. Everybody in Mr. Dynas's audience, search for Uhuru. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. I want y'all to imagine a nice house that was owned for 200 years and it was passed down to you or I. Just imagine a nice house, but now a tree fell on it. And my neighbors right next door who just moved in 10 years ago across the street, they're from different countries, but they're saying, hey, you need some help with that? Oh, we can get that for you. But really, they're trying to hustle and destiny swap and take my property from me because they don't think I can manage it myself.
Are you
That's
serious?
all they're trying to do right now, bro.
Okay.
This is about
So
money.
you're saying you was here before. You're saying you was here before. All right. Now, if you was
And
here
they're trying to
before,
convince me that this house is not mine.
no, but then man in a high castle. What
They're trying to tell
tribe?
me my American ancestors didn't wake
Okay,
up every
So
morning
what
drinking
tribe
this
then? What
American
tribe?
water,
What was your
breathing in
tribe
this
that was here in
American air,
America? What was your
Brother,
tribe that was
to
here in
work on
America?
this American land.
Oh my God.
You're trying to convince the crazy
Why are you trying to
guy that he's
gaslight me?
black. It's not that serious, man. If he's not African,
It's
not of African
crazy.
descent. The rest of us are the majority
I'm not
African.
trying to convince you that you're not from
causing
nowhere
confusion,
else.
man. That's
I know you're
confusion.
from somewhere on planet Earth. But I wouldn't convince you that you're from Poland if you said you're not. I wouldn't convince you that.
No,
Why
but
y'all keep on
tribe. But
doing
if you
that?
was here in America, right?
Why do y'all keep on doing that though?
Your forefathers.
That's all you got? That's why we delineate. And that's why
good. That's good.
this delineation is holy to us.
I'm happy you're gone. Okay.
Thank you.
But you ever heard of the African proverb that says when two crazy men argue, it's hard to distinguish who's the crazy man? You're basically arguing with a fool who's saying you that he has no ties to you, he has no connections to you, but he's somewhat still always around African American panels. Why? If you have no association with them, you would clearly be on a Native American panel. Right?
I drink
Or
some
Latino panel, or Arab
Nido
panel.
milk, some dry powder milk. These fools trying to say this is African. This is made by Nestle. The last time I checked, Nestle's a company out of Europe, and this is a global marketing thing. But these jokers on the panel trying to convince me that it's African.
Let me say this, right?
You get the mindset of these people?
No,
you
but
get the mindset of these people. They twist it up here.
Oh my God!
Your mindset is that your mindset is that 40 million.
This is twisted. They mindset is twisted.
Hold on.
How could I do business with you? Just as a man, as a grown man.
You claim that 40 million African
How could I do business with you as a grown man when you conduct yourself in such a nature?
What nature is that?
Treasonous.
How's that treasonous?
Go help your family where you from. Be over there. Be there for them. My folks never left. My folks left me a house.
You left this out, brother.
But you just came over here and you trying to convince me what to do with the house since a tree fell on it.
Hey, so let me jump in real quick.
What to do, how to take it from me.
Yeah, hey, let me jump in, man, with the high castle. Give me a
came
quick
over
second,
here on government assistance, bro.
Come on, man.
We not the same.
Can I say this real quick?
Go for it.
Look, right, to every other black people, right? What's wrong with black Americans saying that black Americans don't want to just be by themselves? What's wrong with that? I don't get it, man. That's the thing. I feel like
what's wrong with it, man? It's self-hate. It's self-hate.
No, it's not.
No.
Yes, they hate themselves, man. They hate being black. They hate being a black African. That's what it is. They don't want to associate themselves with African.
Y'all don't even recognize what blackness is, bro.
So hold on, why
You
you
would have
generalizing
never left your
African
family, bro.
Listen, bro.
If you was about your blackness, man.
Every black nation do the same thing. Jamaican want to be with Jamaicans. Nigeria.
No. But
Hey, let me respond.
No. The Jamaicans know they're from Africa. Jamaicans know. They know they're from. Jamaicans know we come from the slave ship from Africa.
Okay,
so no.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay, listen to what's wrong with them.
And they might be from Africa.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with them? Just want to be with our people and do everything for them. What's wrong with it? I don't see nothing wrong with it.
No, hold on. Can I respond?
You just gotta respect the fact that I'm glad like Black Americans want to do this for themselves. Like it took so long. Like what's wrong with it?
Nobody has an issue.
So the
gist is
y'all just got your flags too. Y'all just got your flags and y'all trying to rep so hard that you trying to tell me I'm you?
Nigerians,
Come on, man. Y'all just got your flags and start repping.
Bro, let the Nigerian guy speak, man.
I'm not Nigerian, bro. I'm a Liberian. I'm not Nigerian. I'm a Liberian. I'm from Liberia.
Oh.
But listen, if
you from the LIB? Okay.
Yeah,
what up?
LIB. So any group of
Hey, I gotta read the super chat. It's all about design. Thank you for $5 holla. As the diaspora is arguing, digital IDs are taking over. Hey, don't talk. I'm counting the money. Listen, I'm counting the money. Don't talk over me when I'm counting the money, please. Thank you.
So what's wrong
it's
with
all about design.
Listen, if Black America,
I said don't talk over me when I'm counting the money.
Happy with it.
Why is he still talking?
You just gotta be happy with them. Do you know how?
Because they don't respect you, sir.
It's all by design. Thank you for the $5 holla. As the diaspora is arguing, digital IDs are taking over all of our rights as free men and women. The elites laugh at this foolishness. Okay.
Yeah. If I may respond to a lot of what was just said, what I gather, and I'm pretty sure I said this on Dynasty Show before, the big, we butt heads because, like me, I like Black American more than African American at this point in my life, right? I acknowledge that I have African ancestry, but I'm not African. Just like I got white ancestry, but I ain't white. I got Native American ancestry. I ain't Native American, you know. And I think the real crux of it is, honestly, Africans want Black Americans to put Africa at the forefront of our identities, and that's when all hell break loose, because we don't want that to be. And it's not about not wanting to be African. It's not about none of that. It's about we are our own person. We don't want to be the little brother to y'all. We're our own people. Because if we say we African, y'all will tell us that we ain't. Y'all will say y'all the real Africans. So we like, okay, cool. Y'all got it. Y'all Africans, cool. We Black Americans, that's our thing. We want our thing. Just like I mentioned earlier about the grown men standing on their own too, and everybody respecting each other. We want our thing. We don't want to be the junior nobody, you know. And I think that's where the button heads come from, because y'all want us to carry the torch for Africa in our name, and we're saying, yeah, we got Africa. Most of us, the vast majority of us, acknowledge our African ancestry, but Africa is not at the forefront of our identities. It's honestly not even in our daily routine at all. You know, nothing African is in our daily routine
Can I
at all.
respond to that?
So
no, but that's not true.
Actually, we have some new people. Invisible Man, then Super African. Go ahead, Invisible Man, and pass it to Super African.
Yeah, the thing that I was going to say with respect to, and I appreciate the brother from Liberia saying what he said about Americans wanting to be American, as Jamaicans, as Nigerians, etc. And so, you know, I'll echo that. When people started talking about they were Native, FBA started talking about they were Native Americans, I would accept it if it was because they were here on this land before America became the United States. Because then, okay, I can accept, yeah, we were pre this country, we were on this land before it became a country, therefore we are native in that aspect. But I have to question, I don't know what Man in the High Castle's genetic background is, but like
do you need to care? You don't care about me.
Okay, I won't
You
care
just hear
about
the
you.
voice.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
I agree with Quincy is that the majority of us have African heritage. And, so let me also say this. What we have gone through epigenetics. Epigenetics happens to the mind and the body when something occurs. And that can be something that is very drastic to the system. And from my point of view, there was something that happened very drastic that shocked our system when we were put on boats and caused to come over here. Again, it was like then we have to go through the time period in which we were enslaved. That caused the epigenetics that we are different from, even though we carry a bloodline with those from West Africa. So I think Africans have to accept the fact that we are our own people. We have our genes have been changed, even by the fact that there was the mixing, whether the mixing came from whether we wanted it or it was accepted or forced, right? But you have to accept that fact. If you don't accept that fact, you're ignoring not only Americans, but the entire diaspora that came over to South America, Central America, and the Caribbean as to what caused that epigenetics, right?
There is no diaspora. Also, what is the name of your ancestor in Africa? What is their surname? Since you're about the heritage. I'm talking to you, Mr. Invisible Man. Could you share the name, your surname of your African?
I'm answering you, Mr. Highcastle. Okay. Sure. I don't know that name.
Exactly.
We went through that, and so I agree.
It's non-existent.
I kind of sense where you're coming from, but I can't.
But you know your American ancestors, right?
Yes,
their
surnames. Yes, I do.
How far back?
Hundreds of years.
Exactly. Come on, bro.
But I'm riding with you on that point, man, in the Highcastle.
Stuff, man.
The only thing I cannot hide.
The Democrats have done this to us. Why do you think Juneteenth occurred? It occurred under Democrats 161 years ago in Texas. Texas was Democrat then.
I think it is a fallacy.
That's crazy that you're honest, bro. Ain't no babies thinking they African in the United States like that no more.
Carry certain things.
We old heads. We born in the 1900s. These young kids ain't gonna be about this weird stuff. None of that Pan-African stuff dead, bro.
That has nothing to do with what epigenetics. That has nothing to do with the genes.
Bro, we proud Americans today. We proud Americans.
What?
We fight for ours. We fight for our marketplace.
Yes, we do. And I agree with you.
Yes, still to this very day.
The very fine point that people are taking.
Did your mom, sir, your beautiful mom, did your beautiful mom and dad, did they ever say they were African? They tell you about their African ancestors? Exactly. Come on, man. Let's not do this. This is how they trying to. We don't need to give them any more rope to do this no more.
Carry those genes. They did it.
We're gonna push them away.
Here, and so that's the thing. If you
push them away,
agree with that fine point, then there's an issue.
You know how Frederick Douglass learned how to read and write?
Your president right now is in Europe speaking with France.
And he's the greatest president ever.
I gotta pass the mic to Super African. Go ahead, Super African.
Yes, everybody, how you doing? Dennis, man, how you doing too, man? I love my name. I refer myself as Super African. I will always be Super African. I love it. I love it until I die. Because you know why? Man? Whatever God you believe in, right? The Almighty God gave us tremendous wealth in Africa. Tremendous wealth. Tremendous. If you're a Christian, man, hallelujah. But I'm not. But I'm a Muslim, man. Alhamdulillah to that, man. So whether you can say anything, that is absolutely facts. Look at the last 500 years, man. Any so-called empire in the world, the last 500, because forget about going all the way back, right? When you look at the Spanish Empire, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French, the British, 250 years as well, and then now you have the American Empire for going on 80 years now as well, right? So that's why some people have certain last names for a reason, right? But look at the main facts, right? All these empires, right? They all benefit from the continent of Africa. They did not ignore the continents. They did not ignore the continent, because for them to be successful, right? And then, so-called, project power around the world, subjugate other people at that particular time, they make sure they had a big foot in Africa. Up to this day, you look at this.
But do you benefit from Africa?
Oh, man.
I benefit from the United States of America.
Man in the High Castle, I'm a different African.
Land that my people is from. I stand behind them.
Man, let me finish.
And guide them.
Man in the High Castle, I'm a different African, please. That's
through the light that shines from above.
Man in the High Castle, let me speak, man.
Proud Americans in the live chat, hit the like button for
Have some respect, man. Show some decorum, man.
We interrupted the program. This is an FBA takeover. I announced it.
We understand. I didn't want to come up today, man, because
Because you know what's gonna happen. It's a 10v1.
Come on, man. Yo, Don is taking control. What is wrong with this guy?
Let me finish.
All right, guys, don't interrupt him. Go ahead. Let me go ahead. Go ahead, Super African.
Yeah. So please, so right now, right, the world superpowers like America, China, to a certain extent, Russia, they all have a big say in Africa. Let's just tell you one thing: how important Africa is to the world. How God bless us, right? Okay, can non-FBA's what you call it in Juneteenth, right? Honestly speaking, right, from my view, I say no, because y'all want to know why? Because I do believe, right, when the Democrats do come back to power, right, they're gonna try to use, because Juneteenth is on what? The Pride Month. I do believe that the Democrats eventually they're gonna attach that to some African countries with a Pride Month, especially in Ghana, in my view, especially when they come back. So I don't want that, because you know why? The people that's supposed to be responsible for that, they're not in charge, because usually it's corporations that and then they combine it with these LGBT, talking about, oh, we want people and stuff like that. I'm African, I don't believe in that, but you understand me, right? So that's my biggest fear, because I do believe that when the Democrats come back to power, right, they will attach Juneteenth in Ghana, and then they're gonna attach it to the LGBT, and then after that they might do it to Kenya, then they might do some other country in Tanzania as well. By the time you remember, the entire Africa is, is rainbow. You understand me, right?
It is the year 2046 where I'm from. And I tell you, sir, you are right. That when the Democrats
go ahead,
me, if you are American, nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you have to take over this country to benefit your people. When will you take over this country, right, to benefit your people? I understand the Africans are not on your side, but what you are saying, right? Okay, well, you are American, which I do agree. We are different. We are different. Just like how if I have a child in this country, right, within 2 generations, that child is not going to be the typical African. So we are different, because at the end of the day, you guys are American. You guys been here for a lot of, plenty of years. But if you are proud of America, right, for what America is,
yes, I am.
There has to be a point. There has to be a point where power have to go through you guys. Nobody else, not the white man, not the Mexicans. I want power to go through you guys. So when would that be? When would that be? And then also, because when that be, right, you're gonna have alliances, right? Africa's not gonna be your alliances. The Caribbeans are not gonna be your alliances. So where are you gonna get the alliance from? When you live in
we're gonna push you out the way, bro. Like we doing.
That's a race country. But I'm gonna be done real quick. America will always be a race country. You're gonna need alliance. So if you put an X on the Caribbean, right? You put an X on the entire continent of Africa. Mind you now, every superpower around the world.
The Caribbean don't have an army.
Every superpower.
They don't have an infrastructure. Their infrastructure is lies. Based on
nonsense, man.
Guys, don't interrupt.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Super African, you got 45 seconds.
Yeah. Every superpower around this world had a big say in the continent of Africa. So if you put an X on the continent of Africa, you put an X in the Caribbean, where's your alliance going to come from? Where's your reasons going to come for you to dominate America and dominate the world? That's what I don't understand. But when will you take over America the way you think America should be taken over by your people? I'm one of them Africans, man. I'll be Africans for life.
Why do we have to take over America, sir? I'm American.
Because you can.
Because
man, I'm paid into this structure, this infrastructure.
No,
yeah. Let me add this.
Y'all don't even have a retirement care for your orphan children.
I gotta read these super chats. It's all by design. Thank you for Tanella Holla. This delineation reminds me of the Catholics versus the Jews. Then they came together as just white supremacy is going to disrespect you regardless. What is wrong with honoring African ancestry? I'll go ahead.
Okay, so there's some realities that we have to realize, and for the Africans that are challenging Black Americans, how are they going to do certain things? We're not. I said this yesterday. We're not going to have a black state. We're not going to have anything. We control things on the local level, but beyond that, let me say this: when I was growing up, my father always had books that he would let us read. Like when Malcolm X's autobiography came out, that was in the 1960s, and it was just sitting around and I would open it and read it. But I want to get to this point. He also had a book that was called The 50 Greatest Negroes in America, right? And it went down a list of people from the 18 to the 1960s at that point. I bring that up to say this to Super African and others who sometimes want to get on our back. We grew up in this country, and what you need to know is the manufacturing ideas, the social ideas, the social constructs. We participated in all of that. I mean, the everyday comfortable things that you get from even hanging your clothes on hangers, even transporting your food in trucks. You get that from Black Americans.
Sorry to cut you off. Right? I gave y'all what y'all wanted. I didn't. Man,
no, you haven't. You haven't left this country.
I didn't say no. All I'm saying was the power.
Get out my country, sir.
My guy, chill.
You don't have no country.
We do have a country. We do have a country. We're Americans.
Listen.
I'm fatigued from y'all.
The thing that I said, right?
Get out my country.
Hold on.
I voted for this. It's time to drain the swamp.
Listen. It's not about what you help create or what you help this and that, right? I'm talking about power have to go through you guys.
Some power does, like some power goes through every other group. You cannot say that in this country. We are 13% of the country.
Listen, sir. I'm not saying you guys are not capable of that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: you guys hasn't presented that.
What do you mean we haven't presented it? I just said that.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
No. Do not say that, because I said the social construct of this country was what Black Americans helped create it.
It's not about create.
Oh, come on, man. You're not being realistic. You're not being realistic.
Man, they're trying to see Mr. Invisible Man. He's trying to talk treason stuff. He's trying to talk subversively so he can get us banged up. He's talking like overthrow stuff, Go overthrow your country where you from, bro.
I'm not talking about create.
We contribute to
market share.
So stop that weird stuff that
control. Market.
I'm talking about power go through. Power will go through you guys.
Bro, you have no power.
Oh my God.
You have no power where you're from. Your ancestors had no power where you're from. That's why you fled. And this is why we stay where we from.
Imagine the High Castle. I keep telling you, I'm not.
If you had power where you were from and authority, you would have never fled.
I'm not one of them Africans. Imagine the High Castle.
Bro, you one of them booty scratchers. Trust me, I smell the bush meat from your lips.
Hey, y'all, we not. Hold on. Hold on. Man, High Castle, apologize.
Let it be. Let it
definitely
be.
will apologize. Who did I speak to? I apologize to who?
Super African.
Yes, who? What's his name? What's his name, sir?
Super African.
Two for Africa. I apologize, sir. You're not an African booty scratcher, and your breath doesn't smell like bushmeat. That's barbaric, right?
Man. You funny as hell. You are a character. You are a character, man. You are a character, man. You are a character. I'll give it to you. You are a character, man.
Okay, but here's the deal, Super Babaliko. This is.
Yes, Super Babaliko.
No, hold on, guy. Let Invisible Man talk. Go ahead, Invisible Man.
This is the deal. There's realities that people in America, Black Americans, live by. We understand this system, right? We are the real McCoy, if I can use that term, because the real McCoy created something that was, and that real McCoy acronym was adopted by the entire American and around the world. We are the real McCoy Americans. Okay. So the reality that we have to face is the fact that we live in a system where we are the minority. And if you understand minority politics, like every tribal tribe in Africa understands that, or every religion in African countries understand that, you will understand that the power sometimes may not run totally through you, but you have levers that you push so that you can create ways that your living standards are better. And that's what we get.
Okay. Invisible Man, we had two presidents, right? Donald Trump did 4 years. Then you had Joe Biden did 4 years, right? Donald Trump is doing like what, 2 years now currently. So what has those two presidents within the last, let's say 12 years, right? Or whatever it is, if my math is correct, right? They have done specifically for you that say you are Black American. That is specifically for you guys.
Okay, why are we on this panel talking right now? Because Juneteenth was made into a federal holiday.
No, I'm saying.
What has Andrew Holiness done for you, sir? Out there, Prime Minister Andrew Holiness, out there in Jamaica. What has he done for you, sir?
Listen.
Marco Rubio has done more for you.
Let's look at the Jews. Let's look at the Jews.
Oh, brother, here we go again. Look at everybody else. He's an eye hustler, professional eye hustler right here.
You guys only 13%. Okay, which is not the majority, right? I understand, but I'm saying, give me something concrete, right? Power-wise that go through you guys because you guys made it happen. Like the Jews now, they probably like what, 2%? We can name like endless things. I'm not talking down on you guys, so
sir.
I'm saying.
Why are you jealous of us so much? What did we do to you? Nobody's
jealous, man. Stop it.
We cut the red tape so you can come over here.
Okay, well, give me these.
We cut the red tape so you can come over here.
You don't cut no red tape.
Now it's time to pack your shit up and go.
You don't cut no red tape.
No, Joe Biden was a Democrat, right? You despise him.
Joe Biden wasn't even the president, bro. That was Obama.
Okay,
Obama did 16 years straight.
Okay, well, Trump is a Republican, right? He did 4 years, right? And then now he's about to do another 2 years, right? So what has Donald Trump has done for you guys? People like you guys with the same talking point.
Nothing.
He's done a lot of things. I'll name one thing. Name one thing. He's accelerated the delineation process tenfold. He's just accelerated the delineation process tenfold.
What we have done in this country has all been through the
Thank you, Border Czar Tom Holman.
You understand
and a brave men and women in uniform to
man in the high
protect this
castle,
country.
just hold on 1 second, then I'll let you have the floor again. What we have done in this country, we have done through force and protest. All right. That I'm not going to disagree with everything Man in the High Castle says. He may come off in a certain way, but some of the stuff he says is true. The 1965 Immigration Act, the 1960.
Oh my God, Invisible Man, stop going, stop going 50 to 60 years. I'm talking about the last two presidency. One is a Democrat, the other one is a Republican. So give me something concrete.
No. We are working. We are still.
American. No, Invisible Man, I would never be American. I will never be American.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
I see that. Where you stay at too? Where you stay at right now?
because we want to pack you up. We want to pack you up out of America. He don't want to be here, y'all.
So you
Whoever's in the bureau right now listening, pack his stuff up.
I am a super African, right? Okay, well, super American. Please, the last two presidents. One is a Democrat.
All right, super. Let Invisible Man respond.
Where are you from, Super African? Are you living in the United States?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's on government assistance too in the United States.
Then hold on. I have to take issue with you just coming on here and crapping on all of us, but yet you're over here, and you're over here precisely because of what Man in the High Castle has stated over and over. As I said, you may not like his delivery, but some of the things that he says is true. I disagree with him on some things, but you are shitting on Black Americans. And I am telling you that we have manufacturing companies, retail companies, all kind of companies over here. What we created in this country helped America be America for the past 400-500 years. It was off of our thought process, off of our creations. And I'm telling you right now, I've got a nephew that is traveling the world creating a brand new sport. It's been adopted by 3 or 4 countries. All right, so don't come over here and start shitting on us. And you're living here. And
God bless your nephew too.
Look here, man. Look here. I will not accept that. I will not accept that.
Invisible man. There's been 2 presidencies, right? Within the last 12 years.
My man, let me tell you something. I worked.
You have 24 prime ministers in Jamaica.
All right, guys, we gotta pass the mic. We gotta pass. Invisible Man, you got. I'm talking. Invisible Man, I'm talking.
Okay.
Invisible Man, you got 30 seconds. You got to pass the end and bid blank and close it out.
I worked for Bush 41. As I was a surrogate speaker for his re-election campaign, I was on the Agriculture Coalition. My boss was a Black EVP. His best friend, who he went to college with, was the first Secretary of Agriculture, and they met up at Howard. When I was in that event, it wasn't the Republican that did a Black joke. It was the Democrat that did the Black joke. All right. So I understand that we are on our own over here, but we continue to grow and we continue to push our agenda, whether it be fast or slow. But you better believe what America stands for and the rights that you enjoy and some of the comforts that were created by Black Americans.
Thank you.
Let me pass the mic to M. Go ahead, M.
God bless America and God bless your nephew.
All right, thank you, sir. I just tuned in and I started hearing a conversation as far as I think his name Bain. We changed his name around, but and the other African concurred that America is not our country. And I want to respond to that, But I would say this, and I'm still talking about the guy who claimed that, there was about 9 tribes in Liberia, and then the Black Americans came, but those 9 tribes divided, that's 1/9 of the country, and then the Americans, that's 1/10. So they say the Americans is not the people that's supposed to be there, but the Americans started the country, but they don't even accept the fact that we're Liberians. But the Europeans came to America. They not indigenous to America. And you could say, okay, they started the country when they had the American Revolution. But y'all quick to say it's their country, even though it was already people here before they started the United States. We had the slavery going on. We had the European powers working with the indigenous, the Native Americans. I guess they was doing the slavery. And then you look at places like Mexico. I think the last president, the woman president, I can't even think of her name, apologize, but she just didn't recognize the Black population. I don't know if anybody ever saw like a real Black Mexican. Like they look exactly like Black people. They don't look Latino at all. And they've been there for probably since the Olmec days. But just because they don't have power, you can't say it's not their country just because they don't have, agency, because they've been oppressed. But they've been there, just like the indigenous population of Argentina. They've been kind of wiped out, but they still there. Even Colombia and Cartagena, you still have like Black people there. You can't just go in there and say because you don't have power, because the Spaniards and the conquistadors and wiped you out and dominated you, this is not your country. But for some reason, even though the Black Americans been here for at least since the slave trade, 1400s, 1500s, you telling us this is not our country. Even though we was here before the United States was established, fought in the Revolutionary War, fought for civil rights, fought to end slavery, got included in the Constitution, and then we did another civil rights movement, invented probably 80, 90% of the world's inventions, and for some reason, y'all say it's not our country. Like, it seems like it's more like animosity, anger. It's like it's subjective. Like, you want to project, you don't want to accept the truth. It's like some type of psychological disassociated, they call it dissociated, dysfunctional.
They're doppelgangers, bro. They tethers.
There's something wrong with it. Like, it doesn't make any type of, like, even Nigeria, like all the crabs in Nigeria, when they established it, they still beefing about it now, but they are quick to say we are Nigeria, even though it was, the name itself came from this lady from Britain. And then it was like all these different tribes was chopped up and forced together. You don't never go to them and tell them this is not your country. Or the people, like I hear Africa, he always talk about how the people from Liberia came from Nigeria and migrated there, but they're quick to still say this is their country, even though they probably migrated there after we was there, because we was there since the 1820s. So I'm looking like, why would y'all even come here and even fix their lips to say anything negative against us? And we actually was doing nothing but being hospitable and acceptant. Even a first great president Nkrumah went to what, Lincoln College University, a black HBCU, got his knowledge, laced him with the game, and they brag about him, but you don't want to brag about the people that them laced them with the game, which is hold on, I'm gonna be done in like 5 seconds. It's like when I read The Republic by Plato. The book is disgusting, but it has a lot of great knowledge. Plato always talk about they going out to Egypt to get knowledge, and they always pay homage to the ones that go to the foot of the Egyptians to get their knowledge, or they go to the people from Turkey or the Phoenicians, right? But y'all don't, y'all do the same thing. Y'all come to our country, our schools, and get that game from us. Go back and forget about the teachers, your master teachers. Like, if you really think about it, we're the modern day master teachers on planet Earth. We're still doing what the ancient Egyptians did, and y'all don't want to get the credit for it. But that's about it.
You know what I was gonna say, Mr. M. You said everything right and exact, and I want to say this.
Nah, man.
I wish I could go back in time.
Man, I can start. I can pass the Big Black. Go ahead, man, in High Castle.
I wish, sir. Thank you, Mr. Diners. I wish, sir, Mr. M, that the man in the High Castle could really go back in time around 1914, when Marcus Garvey was reading Up from Slavery by Booker T. Washington. Because shortly after he read that book, he began pen pal writing to him. And brother Booker T. Washington wrote back to him. But by the time Marcus Garvey came over here, because Booker T. Washington cut all the red tape for him to come over here, Booker T. Washington already passed away. But Marcus Garvey got over here. I wish I could prevent that. I wish I could prevent that, because we wouldn't have all this Pan-African madness right now.
All right, let me pass the mic to Big Black, and then first read the super chat. Princess Niambi, thank you for $4.99. Holla, how is it that Black Americans have had more presidents in an African country than in the U.S. itself? America was designed for white people, but for the white man, not you. Thank you for $4.99. Holla. All right, go ahead, Big Black.
Okay, well, man, Hatar can't explain. He doesn't know a better plan than Pan-Africanism for African Americans. He doesn't know a plan better than Pan-Africanism for any of the diaspora other than Pan-Africanism. There was a lot of lies disputed about African Americans, saying that we're just this one amalgamation. We're predominantly African people. We're mostly 80 to 90%. Some African Americans don't have no mixture. Okay, and the tripped out thing is, I hear people want to lean on some blood from the slave master and maybe an Indian here or two on some of the in some lineages of some African Americans, but we're predominantly African people. This is a shame that I got to hear this from my own people my own ethnic group in America. They don't.
Sir, you can always leave and deport yourself because you don't love America like I do.
Yeah, see, the whole thing is, I don't even think man in the hot tower is African American. I think he's like Puerto Rican.
Sir, I'm not African American. I'm a full-blood American. My people are the foundation of this country.
I can tell he has more European.
Hey, sir, let me ask you this. Are you more offended by our response, or are you offended by the Africans?
Hey guys, you gotta let the man talk. You gotta let the man talk. You just got on.
Yeah, I just got on.
He's on an Obama phone in his mama's.
What? Can you hear me clear?
I hear you. I hear you fine, Big Black. Go ahead.
No, because the thing is, I think man, the hot tower, he's probably like 80% European, maybe 2% African. And see, misery loves company. You know what I mean? So what's everybody else in Africa, in America that's African American, to be 80% European and 10% African? We're mostly 80 to 90% African for the most part, even more than that. So
I'm 100% American, sir.
Yeah. What's your lineage? What's your lineage? What's
my
DNA?
My lineage is foundational, sir.
What's your DNA?
He don't know. That's
my lineage is foundational to this country, sir.
That's the thing. And he still hasn't thought of a better plan for African Americans other than Pan-Africanism. If you do have a plan, let me hear it.
Pan-Africanism is dead, sir.
Do you have a better plan?
I'm gonna let you continue to give the hostage speech for Pan-Africans.
Sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Unc. Go ahead, Unc. I know you dying. Go ahead with that Pan-Africanism. Go ahead.
But you can't.
Here's your red, black, and green handkerchief that you always love.
Hey, can I respond? Can I respond to that?
Go ahead, die, Unc.
He doesn't have a plan. He's probably 55 and just one of those guys that just mixed with we got like maybe 2% African and like 98% European Spanish. So I don't take him seriously. You got a question, another guy?
Yeah. I want to respond to that. Do you know Pan-Africanism allegedly was started by W.E.B. Du Bois, and he was against both Garvey and
That's not true.
That's not true.
He was against Garvey,
it was
but he was
started by Martin, sir.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he is known as allegedly he's the father of Pan-Africanism.
No, he's not. That's just not true.
Not false.
Okay. Forget that. I'm probably wrong, but the guy just asked me, did I want to respond? Look, Garvey, and
guys. This is between Big Black and M.
Okay.
W. Du Bois is not the father of Pan-Africanism. That's just
okay. I stand corrected, but I would say he did die a Pan-African, and he was against both Garvey and Booker T. Washington. And what Man in High Castle said was absolutely true. Garvey wanted to meet Booker T. Washington, but Booker T. Washington was a starch Black nationalism. He was actually against going back to Africa because he said America is our homeland. And Garvey, he was more concerned with national trade because he said Liberia is the home of the Black American and the Caribbean. He wanted to use, like, he had this Black Star Line to do business with Africa. He wasn't necessarily saying like we're gonna just go there and set up shop, even though that he never really touched Africa because he was sabotaged. But I'm saying like
he was just a grifter.
The guy who was just talking, he seemed like he's more offended by me and the other people's response to the African people saying this is not our homeland, but he's not offended by them telling us we have no homeland. And he said, "What do you?" And then you talk about Africa, right? Do you know the Black people from what's that country, Portugal, who migrated during the Great Migration, were considered Black? The Black Dutch people, like their DNA traces back to like the Portugal and the Netherlands. So you could say they African, but they actually some so-called, because European don't necessarily mean white. African don't necessarily, like when you say African DNA.
You're just babbling now. What do you do?
Oh, I'm about to be. I'm gonna be done in a second. Like when you say African DNA, he can't connect that to a particular country.
There is no African DNA. Correct.
That'll take a little bit of research to look that up.
There is no African DNA.
Right, it's just a name they just pop out, but he can't connect it to no type of country. And he's not even mad about the Africans telling us we have no country, but he's mad about our response to that.
You have no country.
That's about it, though.
Let me respond.
No.
I can't wait till South Africa pushes y'all all out. South Africa, bro.
Let me say this real quick. Right? You know, in East Africa, right? Like where you have the Somalians, right? Sometimes if you line up about 10 Somalians, right, they're gonna have different head type, right, compared to West Africans. Some of them might have straight hair, some of them might have curly hair and stuff like this, right? Because of the mixture with the Arabs, right? They're much closer to the Saudi Arabia. So you understand me, right? So this is my thing with so-called, you know, Indian Americans, right? That claim to be Indians, that claim that don't only have about 20% of African in them, right? If I go down somewhere in, you know what I'm saying, in the South, right? And I line up people like that, 10 of them, right? It's the hair, you know, design gonna look different compared to the ones in Somalia. Obviously the Somalians, you could tell because the hair type, right? But then if you go down south, you're gonna see, you know, typical black people here. So all of a sudden, people like that talking about, oh, we only have about 5% African in us or 20% African in us. To me, that's not gonna make no sense because, you know, the Somalians, at least they can say, oh, we kind of Arab or something like that. Because when you got about 10 of them, you're gonna see them with different type of, you know, hairstyle. But yeah, you can line up 10 you know, Negroes. They gonna look, their hairstyle gonna look like typical African, you know, nappy and stuff like that.
That's right, Bang.
So that's what I don't understand with you guys. Nobody is forcing you guys to be African. I would never force you guys to be African. This is your country.
Please,
all I'm saying
please talk to the FBA, you know, directly, you know, because when you say, "Oh, you me,"
no, but
my bad.
Yeah,
be black. I apologize. No, I meant to say the people that, you know, that have.
Yo, they on our nuts. Hold your own
no.
nuts.
And Em, I want to
That's what I don't understand, though.
Em, I want to say something you said earlier on about the Mexican and thing. If you look at the interviews, the Mexican blacks who you was talking about, Em, go back and listen to the interview. They say, yes, we come from African descent. So that's why I am confused when you guys are saying different thing, because you talking about the Mexican and the this and this, but those people are on record saying, yes, from African descent and our ancestors. And they have the stuff from back in Africa that they create in Mexico that still look like it's from Africa. So when you say you're American and you're not African descent and you're not this and you're not that and you're not this and you're totally American, it confuses people because people know.
We've been telling you we was African descent for the last 100 years, and y'all told us we wasn't African. We've been saying that since since I can remember. We from Africa. Now all of a sudden,
I gotta read this super chat on Princess Niambi. Thank you for 499. Holla. Martin Delaney, a Black American, is one of the earliest intellectual architects of Pan-Africanism before Garvey and Nkrumah and Du Bois. Okay.
Let me say this real quick. See, this whole thing is childish. He's talking about.
Told you it was Martin.
They said that they would tell us we're not African. That's some Africans, right? But at the same time, we look at the African Americans. Someone's been dissing them. You know what I mean? So you're gonna take I'm gonna take just the people that diss the Africans and say all African Americans diss them? No, there's some that did diss them bad that didn't accept them.
Exactly.
And vice versa. So this is whole childish. This whole thing is childish. A few people on the internet say some disparaging things about another group, and now we're all supposed to hate each other.
Hey, look, when I was in elementary school, we did the African national anthem in Swahili. When I was in elementary school, this was in the 80s, the 90s, actually the 90s. So I always thought I was African until the recent couple of years when the Africans really got on the internet hard and telling us we not, and I met them personally, talk about they telling me they're not black and they're darker than me. Like, it's crazy. So I had to reconsider, and the research started coming up because, you know, our family always told us we was indigenous, but it's just something you just hear, like how you know. But it's like, the Africans had to tell us we not Africans, and then they can't really tell us a country. So to be just so against you're giving us this lashing, this verbal lashing, like we're the problem, but everybody here, no, even Dynas, I think we probably around the same age. He's still on the Pan-African thing. Like all of us was on that. It was the Africans that told us we wasn't African.
Well, let me say
That's not true, Em. That's not true because a lot of people are saying you guys are from African descent. So that's not true.
That's what we said. What you talking about? Du Bois wrote about it.
Diners control Nigeria, man.
Hold on.
Diners control Nigeria, man.
Let me say this real quick, Bang. Right? But that's not all of them, right? But here's the thing about me. Once I know the truth, nobody can tell me shit when I know the truth. When I find out I'm African, I don't give a fuck if Africans steady come over here and say I'm not African. I know I'm African. And I'm gonna stand on it because it's the truth.
Want you to go to Africa, sir,
I'm not going
and enjoy Africa.
I want you to go to hell. Listen.
Hey, y'all. Hey,
I bet you it's better than heaven, according to you.
Bit black.
My fault. I'm sorry. He deserved that.
Sir, he didn't offend me. Come on, stop this. I'm not soft like that.
I'm sorry.
It's you Pan-Africans. It's y'all left-wing nutcases.
Man, you funny as hell, man. You funny, man.
Damn, I don't need y'all to coddle me, sir.
Oh man, you funny, man.
They talk to me any type of way, right?
Yeah, I know.
But I'm gonna talk to them the same type of way. But they go crying. They take it out on all other FBA.
You in Uncle Sam's bosom right now. Uncle Sam is cuddling you. You know what I mean? So anyway, man.
Nah, bro, I'm straight. Just love the woman. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
you
the
know
woman.
what? My whole thing about Africa is I would like to have some type of agency in the country. Like I always see these Europeans and these people from other countries always going back and forth to these countries, but we don't really have that really unless we connect with Dynas or somebody and we just going on tour, but we really don't have power like that. I guess the other guy here, I guess he said he lives in Ghana, but we really don't control nothing there. And then the country that we did set up was Liberia. They came and took that from us, and the guy on here bragging about it. And the same guy that brag about doing a coup against us, he also talk against the coup in the AES, like straight hypocrite. Like you proud about what you did to us, but you mad about the Niger and these other countries, Burkina Faso, who did a coup and took over their country, and they took it from the French. You actually took it from the black people. And you actually came to America living off of us after you ran us out the country or killed us, whatever you did. But I'm looking like we don't really control nothing over there.
He came over here on government assistance. They all do.
1 minute, Hackers. Hold on. M, what you just said, right, was excellent. Africans like him are Clarence Thomas. We do have Africans like that. That's why all Africans are not the same. Just like how all black people in America are not the same. So you guys have to know that. That guy you just mentioned, he's the type of African that I despise. Just like how there's certain black people, in America, right? You know that in the neighborhood, all they do is just dirty the neighborhood and talk shit. Those are the ones that you like, God damn, if I had power, man, I'd kick this dude out of this neighborhood completely. Just like how if you had power, you probably like remove like Clarence Thomas and put somebody else on the behalf.
I wouldn't even compare him to Clarence Thomas because Clarence Thomas don't do that type of coonery. He just a Supreme Court justice.
No, but okay, well, the biggest coon that you know, like whatever.
Man, they obsessed with us, man.
Like that.
Like Jesse.
Talk about your prime ministers, man, and your failed homelands. Why they so dilapidated?
You need to talk about Pinata.
Shanty towns with fucking
American
bauxite rooftops. Your roofs are made of bauxite.
Okay.
Damn billy goats.
Let me say this.
Were eating tin cans and shit.
Okay, man, let me say this about African corruption, right? Like what I said, power will go through. Like Nigeria right now, right? The Eurobars have the power. Dynasty people, they have the power, right? So power will go through the Eurobars. So whatever they want in Nigeria, they're gonna get it. Because the president is a Eurobar. That's what I meant when I say power have to go through somebody. Even if an African country is corrupt, right? But the power will go through the ethnicity people that have power within that country. You understand me, right?
Bro, you guys have no country.
You know what's most
They're all
disgusting?
commonwealths. Everywhere you talk about, it's a commonwealth.
Hey, Mr. Bang.
Bang for your independence. You guys all negotiated for a flag.
Hold on.
You'll never bang. You'll never bust out gunshots or cannonballs.
They actually
to
did. They was a bunch of child soldiers.
Man in the hot tower. We know when you get off here, you're gonna listen. You're gonna watch some more reruns of La Bamba or something, man. Come on, man.
Hey, you know what? I
want y'all to hit the like button and subscribe to Search for Your Huru.
Hey, can I say this real quick?
The views is up. That's why he keep me on this channel for.
Hey, High Castle, can I talk real quick? You know what's most upsetting to me is when I look at white people from America who always go to Africa, and when I look at these massive safaris they have there, and all this land and all this power, and we don't. American black people don't got nothing over there. That's crazy.
Sure. So you're upset because they have turned Africa back again
they have more
into their suburbs. That's their suburbs. Africa is their suburbs today.
And you know what? The Africans don't have a problem with that, but they'll rather come in our country in Liberia and run us out of Liberia, but they let the white man run Africa. That's crazy.
A lot of reasons. What do you?
Y'all saw how Senegal just took a L to France? They kissed French Zaddy's ass out there. They took a big dive.
Those are African players.
What you know about that?
Those are African players. Men in the high casa. The African players won for France.
Yeah.
That's African players.
Excuses.
Those are African players that won.
What you know about that?
Yeah.
I knew he was a Mexican.
What you know about that? What you know about that spoiled coconut milk and rotten rice and peas?
African Americans don't follow.
You don't go nowhere, man. In the high casa, man. You don't know nothing.
I knew he was a Mexican. Why don't you go watch Telemundo? Because I knew you was a Mexican, man.
But
we don't watch soccer like that.
Let me respond to you, M, real quick, right? Of what you just said, because you try to separate it with the white American and then the black folks in America, right? You know, you have to understand how the world operates. I keep saying these things. The white people use race around the world to benefit their agenda. Africa was colonized, right? So when they control us, when they give us a fake independent, they make sure like wherever they had control over benefits them. Like all these safaris, right? There's a reason why they control majority of the safaris in Africa, because those countries were conquered by the British people. And then as a return now, the British control some of it, and then now you have some of the Americans as well. They control it as well. So if the same people in America, right, that haven't give y'all the same equal power that we're supposed to, why would the same people that doing the same thing in Africa help y'all get something in Africa?
What do us in Africa got to do with the Europeans? I'm talking about the Africans themselves ran us out of Liberia. That had nothing to do with the white people.
No, but no. You listen. You compare that, and then after that.
But y'all didn't run the white people out. The only people that ran the white people out was the people in Nigeria and the AES. They actually ran the white people out. South Africa still got the white people controlling. I think Nigeria still has a lot of white people controlling industries. But y'all didn't want us there, and yet y'all don't have a problem with the white people in Africa. Like what's really going on?
No,
that's not true.
I don't want to get deep.
How is it not true?
It's just like where he from. You know, he got the China man running him.
Right, the Chinese over there whipping them with sticks. Yeah, they didn't want us there. They ran us out and bragging about it. They bragging about running us out of there.
Plastic cassava and all that stuff. Plastic lettuce, plastic vegetables. You remember them videos during the pandemic?
The fake food is over here. It's over here. The fake food is in Africa. It's over here in America. What are you talking about? The fake food is here. You talking nonsense.
I want you to choke on some poison aki. All right.
We have a lot of farms in Illinois. We have a lot of farms in America.
No. A lot of the fake food is here in America.
No, we got farms here. We got food that's locally grown.
No. It's only 3%
locally sourced
here in America that does farming, and it's white people. It's white.
Listen. We got black farmers in Pembroke, Illinois. We used to have like hundreds of thousands of farms, millions of farms in America.
What happened to the farms?
We still got farms in America. You just talking that stuff that you don't even know.
No, I know. They took it. They took some of the farm from those people. I was watching a documentary on this black guy.
They didn't take all of them though. They didn't take all the farms.
That's what TV too. They all. How they have time to watch all this television documentary?
They only brag about the negative aspect.
I love research, man. I love to research. Man in the high casa. I love to do researches. Yeah, I love to watch
Research
stuff.
how to hold your own nuts.
Man,
Take care of yourself. You're so dependent.
Man, I can't. So if you like the parade and the colorful flag, I think you should keep that to yourself, man. Don't bring that to me. I'm a man.
What colorful flag, sir?
I'm a man. I don't do that, man. In the high class. So keep that to yourself.
My flag is red, white, and blue, sir.
But I think we need to create a tribunal to go back and find out what these Africans did to our people in Liberia. That's like a war crime. We need to go look into that because that guy was talking something that sounded like a crime. Like
what was that guy's name out in Liberia? Charles something? Charles
Taylor.
what?
He went to jail, but the Liberians didn't go to jail. They still over there enjoying the land they robbed from us. I think he was an American getting revenge for what they did. It was Doe. They actually did a coup and killed all the black leaders in Liberia. His name was Samuel Doe.
Yeah, they did it. They
ran us out, took everything we had.
Them and then the grandkids. Yeah.
Took everything we had and didn't. None of them went to jail for it. So I think we need to look into that.
You mixing things up, M. You mixing things up, man. You mixing things up.
Mixing what up? What are you talking about? The guy was on here bragging about a genocide that they happened over there. Talking about, I'll tell them their face that I'll knock their head off, and he over here living off us.
You listening to one stupid guy, man.
He admitted to a war crime. That's why he's probably not on here because he know he messed up. He shouldn't have bragged about that.
Bank told you got a lot of stupid guys over there that's just coons and stuff, man. Come on, man.
Y'all over there living off of stolen land, just like the white man. Y'all stole our land in Liberia.
Stolen land. What are you talking about?
Y'all stole our land in Liberia. Y'all colonized us. Y'all got to go.
Do you know how big Africa is?
Y'all Africans is hypocrites, man. We need to find people like we need to find the righteous African people and help them and help each other get rid of y'all coons over there. That's what we need to do.
Hey, you don't have too much time, bro. You don't have too much time. It's game over for Africa.
So what they did in Liberia, that got to be looked into.
After that G7 summit, it's game over for Africa.
They got the answer for that. Y'all got the answer for y'all crimes against us. And y'all over here got the nerve to brag in our face that talking on we some knots and African.
Yeah, they
and y'all
committing
just got y'all country 20 years ago, and you want to talk down about us.
Gets a word of this.
And that Ghana talk about Juneteenth. Ghana talking about Juneteenth, Juneteenth fest in Ghana trying to get some money, trying to get us to go over there to celebrate.
It's only a matter of time to our president, Donald J. Trump, the greatest president ever, until he starts uttering the words delineation. Once he starts saying delineation, it's a wrap for y'all.
Greatest president ever.
Just support yourself afterwards, all right? Just support yourself afterwards. As soon as he says delineation, it's a wrap for you. The virtual signal is amplified.
Hey, look, man, we need to go to Liberia.
Wherever you hiding out in Europe, it's amplified.
We need to go and look in them books. We need to go to Liberia and do an audit.
Man, you see what's going on in South Africa now, right? You see they're crying to bring back the foreigners, right? You see they're crying now.
Ain't nobody crying nothing. Get out of here.
Nobody crying. On June 21st, it's over for y'all if you're still in South Africa and you're not supposed to be there. It's over.
Hey, they did us. Hey, Mr. High Castle.
As long as the government is over there stealing resources.
They did us dirty in Liberia, man. They did us dirty.
Stealing resources, man. Nothing is going to change.
These Africans did us dirty over there, and we got to go and find out what happened.
Greatest president, stealing presidents.
That's what I pay for. I pay for a ticket there to go and look into do an audit.
I know what you're saying.
Man in the high class, the greatest president is stealing presidents.
Those folks who are in Liberia, they fled, sir. They fled.
They was also killed.
Yeah, I know, but they fled. Their ancestors fled a long time ago. I don't want nobody to get killed, but their ancestors fled a long time ago, so they're not us. They're not me.
Fled?
They fled. Their ancestors. Listen, they fled.
You talking about the Liberians?
They was sent there when slavery was going on.
They signed up. They took the promissory note. They got the guns. They got to take it over. God. They fled, though. They fled. They should have stayed here, banging here.
I mean, regardless of that, like you can say the same thing about anybody who left their country.
I don't want no war crimes to happen anywhere. However, they fled.
Say for instance, the people. Listen, let me say this. Say for instance, the people that left England and went to America or Australia, right? You can't say if something happened to them, it's on them because they fled. Because a lot of them were sent there as prisoners.
They talking
didn't have
to
no
each other
choice.
right now about that. They fled.
Regardless of what you're talking about, a atrocity happened. You see what I'm saying? And
Did
it
I
happened to
say
our
I'm
people.
for atrocity? I said I'm against war crimes. However, they
You say
fled.
what?
I washed
What
my
about
hands for them.
atrocity in Tulsa,
Well, then forget what
Oklahoma?
you're talking
Their
about.
ancestors
What
are
about
not my
atrocity in
ancestors.
Tulsa,
My
Oklahoma?
ancestors
Black
never
Wall
fled.
Street.
Regardless
What are
of
you gonna
whatever you're
do?
talking about, it's irrelevant. What you talking about, man?
What about the atrocity in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Black Wall Street. What are you gonna do for that?
They
What are you
gotta
gonna
get that
do?
gotta be handled too.
When?
Yeah, I'm not concerned
It's
about
go,
what's going on in
whenever we
Liberia,
get
sir.
the whenever it's gonna happen, it
Oh
got to
my
happen. At least
God,
They
that's not
still
hidden.
taking machetes to each other to
Oh
this very
man.
day and
It
chopping
got
each
to, a
other
lot
up.
of things happen to us. You can't sit back. What about this atrocity? What about that atrocity? What
No,
you gonna do to help?
because I'm seeing you got a lot of energy, you got
What
a
you
lot of
gonna listen?
animosity towards
What are
the
you going?
All right,
What are you?
guys. Let me read the super chat. It's all by design. Thank you for Tanella Holla. It all goes back to the Englishmen that created the World Bank. Englishmen lied to these African leaders to convince them to use their bank for infrastructure that are in debt. All right, let's stop with the tribalism. Yeah, let's get back on topic.
Juneteenth. What's so special to Juneteenth to you? What's your name a great memory, just a caring memory of a Juneteenth that you celebrated? How about that?
I used to see it as like the bootleg 4th of July.
A caring memory, a caring memory that you can share right now on the panel of June. Yes, sir.
Wait, hold up. You said a bootleg 4th of July?
Yeah, like we always had Juneteenth, but it was like a few days before 4th of July. And then people usually celebrated it, but it wasn't as hard as like 4th of July because we used to have a Taste of Chicago. So I was always like, okay, we're going to celebrate. It was so close to 4th of July. Nobody went hard against it, Juneteenth. But now it seems like people going hard for Juneteenth more than the 4th of July. But when I was growing up, we used to always see it like, okay, it's like secondary to the 4th of July. I just said bootleg. That's like a figure of speech. You see what I'm saying? But
Hey,
4th of
Mr.
July
M,
was the main.
do you remember when you celebrated Juneteenth that year?
We always had it.
And you met that fine shorty. Tell
We
us about
always
that.
we always had Juneteenth, but nobody really like focused on it as much as July 4th. It was
Tell us
always
about
there.
that fine shorty that you met on Juneteenth.
I can't tell you about any Juneteenth other than thinking
Damn,
about
sir, so you just babbling, sir. You just babbling.
thinking about it was just it was there. You see what I'm saying?
Man,
you babbling, sir.
You're not a serious individual, man. You're not serious, man. You talk like you about it.
Yeah, he's not serious at all.
But you're not.
I'm about it.
Nah, you not. You not at all.
You about it? Exactly. Yeah.
People trying to have serious conversations. You darken it counsel by speaking words without understanding.
I'll tell you about my Juneteenth. I'll tell you about my Juneteenth.
4th of July. Not 4th of July. 4th of July.
Let me say this real quick, right?
We fought for the 4th of July too. The first person that died on 4th of July was Chris McAddicks. And in Nation of Islam, we celebrated that because that was the birthday of Farad Muhammad.
I was talking to some Hebrew Israelites, and they said there wasn't slavery, so 4th of July is garbage because black people wasn't slavery.
I mean, it was a black person, people that fought in the 4th. Like that's why Sierra Leone was set up because some black people fought for the side of the British and some fought for the side of the Americans. We was heavily involved in the Independence Day, but that was just a national holiday. Everybody just did it because it was tradition. But Juneteenth, we always kind of celebrated it in school and whatever, but it wasn't as big as July 4th, you know. Like you popping firecrackers, you got the rockets going up, you got those big giant displays that used to go down on 4th of July. Like there was really nothing associated with Juneteenth as far as popping firecrackers or nothing like that. It was just, we just remembered it because that was the day when the black people found out they was free. And a lot of the Pan-African, I would say the conscious community always said that's our real Independence Day, you know. But it was always something we knew about, but it wasn't like, people wasn't really celebrating it or spending money on it like we spent money on the 4th of July.
I remember my Juneteenth in 2025. She smelled like cardamom. You know what cardamom is? She smelled like cardamom. And she had these
you wanted to ask a question, man?
shorts. She had these tight shorts. I never got to know her name though. And that to this day. to this very day, and you know, it's almost like chasing the ghost because I tell the story. I don't even know her damn name.
You talking crazy?
I
She
I think
smelled
he's
like
speaking
cardamom. She smelled like
in
cardamom.
symbolisms. You're speaking in symbolisms.
I'm telling the truth, and I didn't fly out nowhere. I was here in the United States, sir.
Okay, let me say this real quick, right? You know, I do believe, right? I do believe, honest in my heart, right? What the Africans did, like when it comes to the, you know, the transatlantic thing, right, was wrong. There has to be a way, especially within the African continent, right? We have to do something to heal that wound. I truly believe that. If we don't, there's going to be some type of chaos or something in later on in the future. You know,
You're right, sir.
I do hope one of these days, right, when we get the right people in Africa, president-wise, and then some people in America, right, create the right organization that's not attached to these, you know, white people, NGOs at all, that's completely independent, black, and then their ideology is to you know, black. And I hope
that's
that
interesting. You know about healing the wounds, sir. I want to I want you to get some palm oil and smear it all over your chest.
You're just talking
So
nonsense,
you can heal
man.
the wounds. All right.
You're just talking
I
nonsense.
have no wounds. It's over with.
Yeah, so I do hope that with
I'm
that
not hurting.
organization,
I love America. You need to go back home.
Okay, well, let me finish, man, please. And I do hope when we get the right people in power in Africa, right, they could at least
That's what she said.
They could do a lot of favor, like when it comes to a lot of these resources that in Africa, from you guys over here, you guys do deserve a large amount of it, and the Caribbean as well. That is absolute must. That's something that will help the continent.
So that's your agenda?
Hold on, I think what you
Why
said
don't
is
you build some
absolutely.
organizations
Hold on.
where you
You
from, sir?
just what you call a antagonist. You just antagonizing people.
Because he's suggesting building organization. I
You
want y'all to
agitating
build
it.
some organizations where there's no NGOs and white people. You sound crazy.
You just
Build
agitating.
that
But
shit in your own country, sir.
listen, you just an agitator. But I would say this though. I would
I'm
say
just a delineationist. I don't need y'all to be
you just
babbling about
agitating.
nothing.
But I would say this: what the African blocs could do, the AES, ECOWAS, or the African Union, they could get together and allocate a portion of their land and give
And
us
stop stealing from each other.
give us our own section of the country and protect it with their militaries until we're able to protect ourselves. Like they from coups, like what they did in Liberia.
Hold on. But how can they do that when you said you're not from African descent? You're American.
You just keep talking
You all said you're
nonsense.
not from African descent. You all said you're American.
You just babbling. But I would say this though.
No, that's what you and
That's
man
what's wrong with playing African. Y'all don't smell an Asian provocative.
Listen, man. Hold on. What I told you was this guy's. Hold on. What I said was. For the last 100 years, we always said we was African until the Africans told us we wasn't. Recently, what you talking about?
That's you, not man in a high castle. Not man in a high castle.
He can say what he want to say. Freedom of speech. But I would say you can't change history. That's what we've been teaching for the last 100 years, that we was from Africa. But the Africans themselves came over here and told us we not, and they told us they're not black.
Mercenary.
So that whole division came from that side of the aisle, from that side of the world. It didn't really come from us.
Let me say
what you talking about?
Right? Let me say something real quick that's very important, right? Look what's happening in South Africa, right? There's a gold mine. There's a gold mine under some white people, right? They've been in Ghana for the past 30 years. The license would expire next year, right? If Ghana truly, the way they say, oh, you know, Ghana for the black stars, you know what I'm saying, for the black people. If Ghana truly for that, right? You guys, the black people in America, right? This is a perfect opportunity. If Ghana had the right president, the right people, for them to give you guys that gold mine.
I would say
that is a perfect opportunity because Ghana goes around and call himself, you know, so-called Pan-Africans and all that, right? Because to me, I know it's completely BS.
Ghana hypocrites.
Because they don't have the right people in position of power at all. They align themselves with the West. that would be a perfect opportunity. Take that gold mine because the lease will runs out.
That'll cause like a lot of dissension.
And then hand it to y'all. Probably you guys get about 60%.
No. I would say we should get certain like 1 million square miles of land or like a certain amount of territory.
Do you hear this stuff, y'all? Hey, Shaka Jones, do you hear this dude?
Do you know gold?
Why don't you open up some mud pie shops? I mean, bean pie shops out there in Africa.
I mean, the world itself is full of land. And then if you have like sovereign land over somewhere else, because we had Liberia and that was stolen from us. Like we should have land in every continent actually. We should have land in every continent, and we should expand as a people and grow as a people, a population.
What is your surname in Liberia and Africa and in Ghana, so you can go to the deeds office or whatever and reclaim all your land that you said was stolen from you?
I mean, it's all they destroyed the documents, but regardless of that, as far as what Bang said, as far as healing some wounds, these countries should allocate land and territory and sovereign and leave us alone. Because now, as it speaks, Ghana wants us to have $500,000 open a business over there.
Have y'all seen, after 2.5 hours on the show, have you seen how Pan-Africanism is ran by the far left? At the audience.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Put up American flag if you understand.
That's a lie. Ain't no far left here. Ain't no far left here. That's a lie.
Even Ethiopia allocated land for Black Americans, and then the Caribbean
all
stole
you talking about is overthrowing America.
You do know
all this crazy shit.
You do know the same slave ship that drop you off in America drop us off in the Caribbean, right? You do know that, right? In history, right?
I mean, regardless of what happened back then, what does that mean?
You do know that the slave ships dropped Black Americans here and then went into the Caribbean, right? And
what does that mean?
That's what I'm trying to show you guys.
You see that loaded question? That's a loaded question. Do you know the slave ship?
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is you're so far off. It's unbelievable because if they drop us in the Caribbean,
and we know
here in this country, hold on, man and I, and we know we from African descent. How you guys reach so far off not knowing any of what descent you guys are from?
The Africans told us we're not from Africa. What are you talking about? The Africans told us we're not from Africa.
Poverty, bro.
We didn't tell the Africans we went to Africa.
That's a few Africans. That's not.
No, that's you, bro. Just the way you talk.
It was a consensus that was made by the Africans that we're not African and they're not Black. That's what they did. We didn't do that. I told you when I was in school, we did the African national anthem in Swahili. So we wasn't the ones teaching that.
That's not true. That's not
That
true.
was the Africans that did that, and they the ones that ran us out of Africa in the 1970s. Like they didn't want nothing to do with us, and when we had Liberia, it's them.
I bet you he doesn't have one African currency in his pocket or his wallet. Not one of them. Talking all this Africa stuff. You don't have no African currencies in your wallet.
Why would I have African currency in my wallet?
I have African currency. See how they sound, bro? Where did they get these far left lunatics at? I know y'all.
Hey, High Castle, what's your agenda?
I feel like Bob Marley kicking a soccer ball with y'all.
What's your agenda? High Castle, what's your agenda? Are you just here to just sabotage?
That's a great question. My objective goal in the long term is to make sure that Pan-Africanism stays buried.
Will never happen.
The Democrats
will never happen.
And the Democrats are powerless.
Never happen.
When did Pan-Africanism ever exist? When did it ever exist?
Right now,
it's just us. It really just exists from our side of the ladder. It don't exist over there because they ran us out of Liberia
in Africa, and y'all.
They didn't want us in. They didn't want us in Africa.
And you talking about this utopia Wakanda.
You know, it doesn't really exist.
Where is the safe place in Africa for you?
There's no safe place in Africa for us. We got killed in our own country.
For you, bro.
For me.
Yeah, Mr. Bean Pie Slinger.
I don't know. I don't go to. You got to ask a person like Dynas. Like, he be walking through there. He be got pictures with the people from the Dogon tribe, and so he seemed like
So
he
you
got
just
a
a
lot of
fan,
pop.
bro. Like you just a fan. Like what book turned you out where you just hate
talking about?
America so much and you won't leave it?
Why you say I hate America? That's
It don't make
crazy.
no sense. Like what book did you read that polluted your mind, wants you to hate America, but you won't leave America right now?
Who said I want to leave America? That's crazy. I'm just being pragmatic in a situation.
No,
Like
you
we look
hate
at a
America.
problem.
You hate
We can
America so
listen.
much, but you won't leave it. What book
But
got you to that point?
Let me explain this to you, Mr. High Castle. Let me say this
It
real
should be
quick.
banned. It should be banned.
We have planet Earth, right, with 7 continents and a lot of oceans.
And we're indigenous to each
and
and every geographical land that's on
international
planet
trade,
Earth.
we have international politics, we have policies, we have trade deals and whatnot. I'm saying we should expand globally and take advantage of any opportunity. And Africa is an opportunity for expansion. They have resources, they have people, they have human resources.
Get yourself some VPN, a virtual protection network. Open up an account. And go from there, bro.
And we need to expand
You can do this stuff
globally
remote, bro.
with international trade.
You can do this stuff remote. You can build yourself a virtual address, all this stuff,
Right,
bro.
I'm looking like you just America is just one continent or one country. We should have access to any country that we want to.
He think he Frank Lucas. I don't want to take this trip no more. I don't want to be over here no more. Like
We need
you
to
setting up
expand
shop.
our mindsets and
Bro,
think
you're not
about the
setting
whole
up shop over there, bro.
We have to think about the
Look
whole
how you
world.
sound. You think they're gonna let you set up shop over there? The bureaucracy, they don't even have a bureaucracy over there. The corruption over there gonna allow you to set up shop.
It would take a network. It
The
would
white
take a
man in your
network of
country
people.
could create the corruption over there. The white man in America and
No,
France,
sir,
they
it's
create the
you. That's
corruption.
why you fled your country.
Oh my God! So Trump and them
And
is
that's
not in
why you have
Nigeria.
child
They're not
soldiers
in
all over the
Nigeria right
place.
now talking about they're going to protect the Christians. Trump and them is not in Nigeria right now talking about they're going to protect the Christians.
He's at the G7 right now.
No,
planning
but
on
his
how to get rid
military.
of all y'all.
This guy is crazy.
And then the European
His
powers
military is
too
not there
over
right
there.
now.
They're planning on
Right
getting
now.
rid of all y'all.
His military is not there right now taking resources. And they're talking about you're going to protect the Christians.
They talking about getting rid of y'all.
And we need a plan A, plan B, plan C. It's like contingency plans. Like they got underground bunkers in case
Each
there's a
of y'all
comment.
who are speaking
You
subversive
build an
about the
underground city
countries that you're
to
staying
survive
in.
a national
Your time
disaster,
is up.
like a global
What
disaster.
do you think you're going to do to the black Americans when they come? If you get rid of the black Africans, what do you think the black Americans going to be next? You think y'all won't going to be next?
Next to do what?
More
You talking about?
DNC. Look at the fear mongering from this DNC
Next
shield.
to do what?
Look at
They
that.
done done so
That's
much
all
evil
you
to us.
got?
You already
Look what they
mentioned
gonna do
Black
to
Wall
us.
Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. What more can they do to us that they haven't already done?
A lot more. A lot more.
Like what? We done been slaves, sold by the Africans. We was
He sound like a
killed by the
Fraggle
millions.
Rock.
What
He
more can
sound
you
like
do?
a Fraggle
They
Rock.
control the foods. They control everything. They can
They
do a
done messed
lot.
up our water supply. They did syphilis project, Tuskegee syphilis project. They did mass incarceration. They did the abortion agenda, mass. Yeah, they done so much to us already. Like we like a person immune to it. They say they're gonna deport us. What they gonna deport? Y'all don't want us in Africa. You think you're gonna let them deport us to Africa? Y'all didn't want us in Liberia.
It's more than one country in Africa. Liberia, man. It got 50
He don't know nothing. He a DNC shill. He came up on here.
Man, Liberia is a very tiny.
This is the Pan African variety show, deplorables.
You just
Y'all
antagonize
don't even
them,
live
man.
in
You like
Africa. That's the
it's
saddest
like in the
part about
Quran.
it.
They say, "Are you gonna make one that cause dissension?" So you are necessary.
Damn, Algeria got smoked by Argentina.
Yeah.
Shit, they ain't have a chance.
Nah, it's too easy, man.
I was
wrong. Melina High Castle.
Hell
You
yeah.
should be,
It was good.
You should be like a passport bro.
Hell no. Why I need a passport to get what I already have here?
No, he's an FBA. He's an FBA.
This
bro.
sounds silly.
You
All these
you be
flights
shocked how
coming
much
into
fun you can have.
America,
You
bro,
be shocked
cut
how
it
much
out,
fun you
bro.
can have, man. You can have like 10 wives.
Bro, I could have 10 of everything right here.
No, you can't do that.
They
That's illegal
flying
America,
in
man.
all the
Stop it,
time.
man. That's
The way you
illegal.
talking about some
That's
exotic.
illegal, man.
Some exotic coochie.
One wife in this country.
Exotic coochie flying in all the time.
You go broke with
What
one
you
wife in
talking
this country,
about, bro?
Man, High Castle, man, stop it, man.
You
With somebody
wildin',
like
bro.
you, man,
Like you sound desperate.
No, I'm telling you something that favor you.
You sound desperate. Why would you suggest that to anybody?
You, though.
Sir, just be a man and approach her.
No,
You get
you the man
rejected,
in the
you
High
get it
Castle.
rejected.
You should be on top.
You get rejected, you get
You should be on
rejected,
top.
sir.
You should be on top.
You know? Sharpen up your game a little bit. Put some bass in your voice, bro.
Man, you should be on top.
And stop wearing that bushmeat cologne.
You should
You
be
know?
on top, man.
Damn.
Come on,
You know?
man. Okay. Guys, let me read the super chat. It's all by design. Thank you for $10 holla. The man in the high castle, everything you are saying to everyone else on the panel is going to happen, and it's happening to you. Trump has already sold us. Trump has already sold us out to Elon Musk and fascists. Wake up. All right, go ahead.
Okay. That's good waste, good use of money. Good use of money, sir.
Yeah, High Castle, man. You just an antagonist, man. You just agitate.
I said that was good use of money, sir.
But I think the future is expansion, global expansion. We should definitely advocate for land in Africa, sovereign land, and the African country should provide it, and they should provide security. They shouldn't just let people come in and just take it from us until we get our armies and our protection defenses up.
Oh, so you want to invade Africa?
I said the Africans should do that. They should invite it.
No,
why would I
you wanna
invade Africa? That's
Africa in the
crazy.
future. That's why.
They should
I
take
agree
the
with you,
initiative to
Mr.
do
M.
it.
I think the powers that be that you're mad at, they should set up a QR code and set up people and trap them who want to go to Africa and get this land, and boom, you can't come back no more.
I mean, that should just. I think that's the future.
That's dope right there. Send
we
you all
as a
back
people
who don't want to be here in this country.
We as a people
real,
need
for real.
to have self-determination. We have a right to
You click
self-governance.
on the QR code.
Yeah, of course, man. Africa's huge, man. Africa's massive.
And that's just one continent. We got South America. We have like Asia Minor.
Oh, so you
It's a
want
lot
all
of.
that?
We have islands, so we should have territory in multiple places. But I think Africa is essential for the
So
future.
you want to invade continents?
Hey, what's
Instead
the
of
capital?
I'm saying,
Hey, what's the
like, we
capital of Liberia,
invite-
sir?
we
You talk
invite-
about
we-
Liberia so much. What's the capital of Liberia?
Monrovia. Is that not true?
What's the capital of Ghana?
Accra.
What's the
Will you give
capital
me
of Sierra Leone?
is this
Come on, man. The guy know his
is
stuff,
this
man.
Freetown?
Good
Freetown
job,
is this
Em.
Freetown? Is this a pop quiz? Am I in school right now? But I would say this though.
Which country speaks English the best, so you could communicate? Which
I
one
don't know,
will
man. You tell me. Nigeria.
No, because I want you to go there.
In Nigeria,
right away.
they speak English. But I would say this though.
Man,
The future.
I want you to go straight to Abuja.
I think the High Castle is a white man.
Don't come back.
80% white, man. 80% white.
Well, I'm finna get up out of here though. Hey, it was good talking on the panel.
Why? Why? What's up with that?
Pan Am flights headed to Abuja.
Abuja.
man, Babaluko. Don't
Yo.
be surprised, man, if this guy do travel, with dinosaurs.
The guy is a white boy. That's a white boy. I believe Man in the High Castle is a white boy.
Yep. And I'll wear a Black Panther mask right now.
He's a white boy, man. Talks a lot of garbage. You know what I'm saying? He talks a lot of garbage. You know, talking about Trump selling.
I love this country, and you love it too. You love it enough.
Man in the High Castle is smart, right? Because he knows Trump is over there selling us out, selling out the African man. He knows that, so he knows.
No, yeah, I think your puppet leaders over there in Africa are selling you out.
Yeah, they are puppets. They have a lot of puppets, African leaders. You're right. It's a lot of puppets.
That's why you escaped.
No, I didn't escape.
You left. You fled, sir.
No, I
at an
fled.
early age.
No, the slave ship brought me to the island.
Hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and close out. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror, search for Haru. Peace.